garage band, you know? I haven't seen a couple of them in ages. Now,
Mhm.
that was even back in the Netherlands, but I remember when I went to high school, you had, like, music classes, and you just formed bands
Mhm.
with not even your classmates, but, like, your fellow students, you know? You didn't
Mhm.
even have to be in each other's class. You got to know each other via, and it's been a while since I actually found a band that I really enjoy. The last new band I found was Ice Nine Kills, where it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is pretty nice."
No, aren't
You
they
know?
I think they're out of Vegas, aren't they? One of the guys lives here in Vegas from Ice Nine Kills.
It turned out they've been doing it for 20 years. I'm like,
I know.
"What?
No, you're late to the
No."
party. I know.
Yeah, I'm like, "What?" And I mean, they're what which one was it? Welcome to Horrorwood or something?
Mhm.
That album that was their breakthrough kinda thing. Yeah, that only happened 20 years after the band started because they
Mhm.
couldn't get their break. I'm like,
And don't you hate
"Wow."
it? I tell you what, so we were talking about this before he came on the air, is if you're into our kind of music, you have to hunt it down yourself. You
Mhm,
can't like you'll never hear it on the radio. I don't know who listens to radio anymore, anyways. But you
mhm,
kind of you have to make a deliberate effort to expose yourself to it. So like what I was saying before is like I make a Apple radio station off of one artist that I like,
mhm,
and it'll be like a thrash band or something. I have like you by genre. I have like different radio stations and stuff,
mhm.
and that's how like Kyle from casting or not casting crowns from
Common Ground.
ground. What's his last name? How do you pronounce Kyle's last
Matovic.
name? Matovic. Yes,
Yes.
get in here because we need to talk to you. No,
He's at a dinosaur park right now with his family. Like, he was
oh,
looking so forward to that. He's like,
awesome.
"No, man, I'm gonna check out dinosaurs tomorrow." I'm like, "Dude, that's fucking awesome."
Yeah, can I go? Can I go too? I want to go see
I
some
know.
dinosaurs.
You know, it's funny. There's oh god, because you're going to sidetrack me here. But anyways, he just did uh, a a Substack about the new single from Kill the Lights, and Kill the Lights has been a favorite band of mine for the last 6 or 7 years. Right? I love that band. And I was saying before, I was like, it scratches all the itches, right? It's like it's a perfect vocals, a good lyrics. It's that good kind of like driving. I can groove to it too. And and I would never have learned about that band had I not been listening to like the radio station that I had made on Apple Music, right? So I would encourage people to like. I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, metal's dead, rock's dead. No, it's not. You just have to go find it yourself because you're never gonna like. There was this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but recently I think it was like Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins was
Yeah, I
on
was
an
just about to
interview,
ask you, did
and
you
he
see the interview?
and how like and he's not the only one to say this, like there's some other people like I'm weirdly enough, was it is it Whitlock, Blaylock, the guy from the conservative guy from the Blaze, the black dude, I can't remember his name, his
Mhm,
first name, but he was just talking about the same thing about how the music industry deliberately killed bands, like they deliberately, and they focused everything on rap. And I mean, I've been saying that for a long time. Is I for a different reason though, because I think that
hmm,
it's easier to produce rap than it is to produce a band
mhm.
because you have to have four people in the band. Well, minimally four people in the band. Well, three minimally.
3
But
pieces, man, come on.
but it's because we've changed the entire dynamic, a creative dynamic when it comes to creating music, right? We don't create music in a rehearsal studio anymore. We create it right here with your laptop or your iMac or whatever it is in front of you. And I know because I used to be the guy that would have to go save up $800 just so I could do a 4-track demo for a cassette tape to go take so I could get a gig in the first place, right? Um, and now you can just do it like any kid knows how to do it on a computer, right? All the stuff that we used to pay like top dollar for a producer to do,
I
you
did
know.
it once,
Uh,
800 euros down the drain, but it was a 12-hour recording session just for
what,
one song.
so when you think about when you think about the production methods, like what's the easiest style of music to produce? Rap, because all you got to do is come up with loops. All you got to do is come up with the drum, and you got to have some. Granted, there's talent there. You got, I mean, to be good at it, anyways. You got to have some talent to it, the producers and everything else. But let's be honest. For like, if you're looking at like labor intensity,
Mhm,
it takes a lot more to produce a band and a good band, and then promote that band than it does to promote a single artist with that's just doing R&B or hip hop, right? I'm not
mhm.
saying I like hip hop too. Let's just be honest. It's easier to produce.
Do you remember? I think it was Trent Reznor and Marilyn Manson. I knew they used to work together pretty well, but at a certain point they had a beef. And who was it? I think it was Manson who said to Trent, who was like, "You don't even make music. You use a drum computer." Like, I mean, back in the day, the what do you say? The standards for music were so different. Like as long as you used a real drummer, it was good.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like how many? I mean, I miss it. I miss it so
Well,
much.
you know, it's funny because, and I'm going to sound like the old guy here, but like the barrier,
kind of are.
I just had a birthday. The barrier to entry for playing in a successful band back in the mid 80s, late 80s to the early 90s was so astronomically high. You had to have a guitar god. You had to have a front man who looked like he was like a male stripper who could sing, had this 8-octave range and was a good front man, and was just, and then you had to have like a bassist who was also a good backup singer, who also like complemented the look of the band was just as important as the musical talent of the band. And then you had to have a drummer that was like so perfectly tight, you know, like he was, because remember, nobody really used in-ears back then, and nobody's playing to a click track back then. It was like the click track was the dude that was behind the drums at that time.
I love that story from when Nirvana recorded Nevermind, and the producer asked to Dave, like, "Have you ever used a metronome?" And Dave was like,
"No."
Is it that bad? Like, he was offended when he got asked that.
Dude, you want me to here? Confession time. I'd never used a metronome in my life until I started playing in Trial of Ascension, and
nice.
And then our drummer, Steve, says, "I gave me a metronome." He's like, "You need to practice to this," because it was so mechanical. Like I played by feel, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what's funny is, and I didn't realize this until I started playing in Trial of Ascension, like what my bad habits were, like as a musician, as a professional musician, because no one would give me the tough love to tell me, but I would always play. I always play behind the beat and then catch up. And then I didn't realize this is a white boy problem. This is a white problem. I didn't know this until, because I watched this, because I was like, this is what I didn't know. I didn't understand what Steve was telling me. What do you mean behind the beat? And he's like, yeah, because you catch up. You'll catch up to, like, when you're playing 4/4, by the time you get to the 4th 4, like you'll catch up, but you're playing behind the beat. And I'm like, really? And so I had to listen to myself, and it's kind of going back over and being really, really hypercritical of myself. And then I saw this video of Miles Davis, jazz. Miles Davis. Right? Yeah,
I know him.
And there's an interview of Miles Davis, and Miles Davis said, white people play behind the beat and black people play in front of the beat. And he gave these specific examples of it. And I was like, holy shit, it's for real. Yeah.
Do you have an example, like, of how it sounds? Because
well, a lot of well, you can't really. It's hard to give you a modern example of it right now because everything is played to a click track, right? So even if you played behind the beat, you could like bring yourself up so you're on top of it. But like there's sort of this internal clock that's going on in every like beats per minute, like 103 beats per minute. This internal, and if it's 4/4s, that means there's 4, and then
yeah. I'm a drummer, I know.
Or measure, so you know timing signatures, right? Well, the thing is like you could be playing, like a guitarist will be playing whatever the riff is. Let's just say a riff, right? He'll be. It's easy to find in solos and stuff like that, but hardly anybody plays solos. But if you listen to specifically like metal music or like punk or like thrash,
that's more Nuke's area. That's
do this all the time, right? They like white boy thrash plays behind the beat and then catches up by the 4/4, by the 4/4, like the fourth measure, right? Or the fourth progression.
Oh, so you mean it's kind of like Ulrich's drum style, where he throws those weird fills in there. I'm like, dude,
the drummer's going to do what he's going to do. I mean, I meant like guitar player, bassist, singer, you know, anybody who's playing, like, because the drums is really kind of setting the time to begin with. So it's like the musicians themselves, especially, like, I didn't realize this until I like started listening to some jazz, and I'm like, God damn, he's right. White people do play behind like almost like regularly. And what's funny is like that influenced the style of the music. Like rock, hard rock and roll, whatever you want to call it, like from Elvis and the Beatles all the way up to now. It's like that was what defined that that style of music, which is really weird when you think about it, because you don't realize you're doing it. It's like totally unconscious. I mean, for me, it was unconscious.
Yeah, no, like I said, like I was the drummer, so I had to keep the beat. And I've only played with a metronome like maybe once. So yeah, during that recording, but I always played along with the music. I remember like having those big constructor headphones on, like you mute everything outside of it. And oh man, my neighbors hated me.
I know. They hear it all and you don't.
Yeah, no, exactly. I just heard the song I was listening to, man, and just drummed along with it. But I'm kind of a hard hitter. I don't know why. I don't feel good, and maybe you know this. And I mean, Nuke, maybe you feel this on piano as well. There's a certain level of like force you want to have in your strokes, in the fingers, and you name it. Like when you stroke the strings, things like that.
It's called attack, not stroke.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Dutch, English, we know what we mean. While my guitar gently weeps, the weeps you do. But that under that level, it feels restricted. Know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Well, there's a certain volume you play with without an amp.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Yeah, and like especially as a drummer, I mean, a drum kit is loud enough. But I'm at that point where like I have to restrict myself in the force which I hit. Otherwise, it's just too loud for most people. But playing like that is so like you feel trapped almost. Yeah. And I had two guitar players in my band with both an AC 30 by Vox.
But that's good for you as a musician. Restraint, that is like
the hardest thing.
Yes. That's muscle control and emotional control too, because there are times where it's not your turn to shine. It's not your solo. It's not your, right? You got to fade off into the background, right? And also you have to learn too that there are just some melodies in some part of the song. Well, drummers, not so much melodies, but there's just some parts of the song that you need to play softly. It could be thrash metal. It's just, even Dragon Force, if you guys listen to them, they have control over how hard they hit or how hard they attack their instruments. It's just, that's like the next level of like mastery over your instrument, is the control to know when to slow down by like just a little bit, when to speed up just a little bit, and how hard to attack the key. Like piano is difficult because each finger, right, is, and sometimes when you improvise, you're like, why does it sound so bad? I'm like, you're playing it on point. It's just you're too loud here, man. You gotta come off the keys. Don't worry. People will get it. People will understand that this is the part of the song that's supposed to be solid.
I always got in arguments with my guitar player because he wanted me to keep the beat on the crash. And it's like, oh, it's too loud. I'm like, well, what did you expect? It's a fucking crash cymbal. It's one of the loudest things I've got. And you want me to keep timing on that thing.
Yeah, I think it's called dynamics.
Yeah. It is.
It's called dynamics. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is, but like when you play in a hard rock band, it is just so hard. Even in my normal beats, I just tend to like, who plays surprisingly soft? Dave Lombardo. I always thought Dave Lombardo would hit harder, but
live he unloads, but like you can tell because this like Lombardo's style of drumming, like, and I don't think people realize he has a definitive style of drumming too. Is you kind of have to play a little bit softer when you are putting together that many polyrhythms in a Slayer song. So,
I mean, with that speed, you kind of have to. But I was so surprised the first time I saw them live. I'm like, he's not that loud. But then when you have guys like Dave, you don't hear him play drums. You feel that.
He moves there. Yeah.
It's like, wow. But speaking of feeling, by the way,
let's look. Wait. Let's start talking about Ibanez guitars right now.
Okay. Ryan.
Joe Satriani for life, bitches.
Hi, Ryan. Good to see you. Real quick, though, Chaos 11612 for the generous 10. I don't know which currency that is, but thank you very much, sir. I mean, you get this. There we go. There we go.
That Ryan will hate forever.
Chaos
Honestly,
for the
I'm kind of at like nostalgia phase right now. Things are going so stupid with Netflix and whatever. Like Don DeMarco just seems relatively quaint.
I know. It seems like the good old days. Yeah.
You remember the good old days where you just write an essay about how grape was legal on private property?
Right.
Oh, Roosh.
You were in a
Hasn't he removed his Catholicism stuff as
He
well?
removed
didn't he?
himself from the world. I don't know where
I
he
hope
is, what he's doing. I don't mean that in the biblical sense. I mean, he's just like, he decided to just bow out of life in general.
Fuck, you were right then. He was a real believer.
Yeah, he did. I'll give him credit. He actually did his thing. Remember, we were wondering, do these guys actually believe this?
Good for him, though. Unlike
Really
Brittany
did.
Venti, he knows to stay gone.
Yeah.
She just keeps coming back, man, and every time she gains a little. It's like, oh,
She's like a retarded cow. Blunders
She
her
writes
way
essays.
faster
She writes
now.
essays now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she writes essays now. You guys want to read it? I'm sure you guys would.
oh no,
love to
I
read
already
it.
blocked her on Substack. By the way, Nuke, you're on your computer audio, not the mic.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah,
it
her and
happens.
Northern Southern are writing articles. I don't ever like people always read.
Oh,
stack
that's
them or what do they call it?
shocking.
Oh, dude, they all
Shocking.
read. Like, you know, on Facebook, that phase where your first or second group of friends had divorces, and then the single mom type starts sending their little vague posts. It's like that.
Yes.
The things that they do to you when you're famous or something like that. It's all just like, oh my god, just milk this last
This
little
is
bit
an
for
inside
attention.
joke that we want everybody to know is an inside joke so they know that we're tight.
Yeah, it's vague, but I'm the victim, and I was like, I'm not reading this shit.
They just want to stay irrelevant. But
Wait,
Chaos,
you mean Brittany Venti and Lawrence Southern actually knew each other?
I'm not even going there.
who would have thought?
It's funny. Like I said, all I have to do is wait long enough. And like people just like hang themselves, but like by the time they hang themselves, it's like nobody cares.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking about that. It's interesting to see like everybody, past, present, future, that have been on the Rule Zero, like the core red-pilled guys, have all been fine. Nobody's getting on Netflix documentaries, but nobody's getting videos of like how they were groping whatevers or no Me Too's or whatever Elijah Schaefer was doing. We're all just kind of here doing our thing, slowly growing. It's the epitome of your slow money versus fast money speech.
Yeah.
And we all decided we don't want to burn out in a year on some crazy shit.
It's a job, man.
Yeah.
Just you wake up and do your job.
I just work here,
I love how
man.
he puts it. I
Yeah.
love how you guys put it.
Yeah.
It's just a job.
You just
Just a
you,
job.
you need to be patient. You put your hours in, and at the end of the day,
I love it. Every time I go on Twitter or something like that, people are like I'll post some. I'll post the latest. What is it? Teacher
Oh, the
rapist.
sex
So are you saying you endorse all of this? Do you want this to happen? I'm like, God. You're literally too stupid to be on Twitter. Like people on Twitter are pretty stupid. There's a certain threshold for people who can be on Twitter. You're too stupid. Delete your account. You're just too stupid to be
That
on.
region block can't come fast enough, man.
I know.
Still not there though. Only in the replies, right?
Mm.
Or something like that.
Oh, I like the fact that you can do the downvote now. Yes, thank you, Elon.
It's something. It's something. It's still back on YouTube.
Feel good. I don't know if it does anything.
Yeah.
There's an add-on on YouTube for it, which is nice. But let me get to the super chats real quick. Chaos, been watching you for a while. Nothing much to say apart from keep up the good work and having some money. Well, thank you, Chaos. I appreciate that. Like Nuke said, it's a job, man. It's a job.
What is CHF? I'm becoming a connoisseur of like foreign currencies thanks to StreamYard.
I don't know which one's CFF. CHF.
Looking it up now.
That's one I haven't seen before.
Da, da, da.
Just go to the next one.
Hey, it's Georgian.
It's a Swiss franc.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Heroes Forge for the generous $19.99. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that.
Dude, a lot of money. One Swiss franc is $1.24 USD.
No.
Damn.
That's good money.
Thank you.
Sacramond, Tabelwit.
Heroes Forge for the generous $19.99 for the Q&A. No rush. Don't worry, Heroes Forge. Rolo, what do you believe is the best pathway forward to eliminate gynocentrism in the church? There are many guys in the church who are waking up to this reality of how bad it is for society.
Funny you should say that, Heroes Forge. How do we degrease gynocentrism from the church? I just had there's a you have to go hunt it down, but I just had there's a segment in the last Access Vegas I did on Wednesday where we talked about exactly this. And Mike and I actually came to the consensus that we have to start our own church. You know, I mean,
Is that the whole point of Protestantism?
I think Ryan would be a great cult leader, quite honestly, with those glasses. Like, that's Branch Davidian shit right there.
This is the CIA screwed me over in Guam, and now I'm sitting here.
Like Ryan Branch. No, I honestly, there's going to have to be some sort of breakaway. There's going to have to, somebody's got to have the balls to do it. Like, remember how I tell the story about how, like, I had to sort of get over myself before I was going to become a writer? Like, I was like, you know, I call it conceit. You got to be a little bit conceited to be a writer, because you have to believe that somebody actually wants to read your shit, right? I think something similar needs to happen with respect to religion. If you're going to call it, like, I think you have to have a very focused, very well thought out outline for your sort of mission statement, I guess. What it is you like, you know, like when you go to church and you're a visitor and you get like the little, you know, visitors welcome thing, and it says, this in our church we believe, and it's like all of their articles of faith and stuff like that. You'd have to have somebody to have the balls to like go, okay, I'm going to create my new religion. It's going to be the red pill religion. And these are my articles of faith right here. And so you would have to have some, and you are probably in for a real ride. I think a lot of people still think that Orthodox Christianity is going to be like the thing that's going to save you. But if you are basing, I'll say this now, if you're basing your selection or your choice of religious beliefs, right? If you're going to base your personal, sincere, private beliefs between you and the creator of the universe, and you're going to base that, oh yeah, which church you're going to go to based on like who's got the best like red pill program going, like kind of that, like what's the priority here, right? And so that's why I people that keep asking me like, Rollo, you say you're a Christian, how can you call yourself a Christian? Da 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 da. I'm like, I do, but I don't know what doctrine, what denomination, what franchise I belong to, because you guys are all full of shit as far as like it's like I can find something pretty fucked up about all of these. And so like Mike and I were talking about this, I said the only real solution to that is start your own religion. I told guys this before, like I remember Ryan remembers back in the day in the forum days, man, with Apple K and the rest of those guys, people were like asking exactly the same question, and because they would get into these heated debates with their congregation, because these guys would be like promoting sort of like red pill ideas or concepts like, hey, I think maybe wives should obey their husbands, right? And then the ladies auxiliary just loses their mind and they go to the male pastor and they go to the pastor's wife and they say, can you tell your husband that he needs to kick Ryan out of the church, right? And that's exactly
we just got that today. I want to warn you about hanging out with Ryan Stone. Kindly go fuck yourself.
It's the ghost of Kitten Holiday.
Like I realize in probably Orthodoxy and like Catholicism, you can actually excommunicate people, but can you do that like for evangelical Christians or Baptists or whatever, Methodists? I don't know, but it was just ostracization. And so the only solution I saw for the guy who was like going through that at the time, because I remember Brian knows what I'm talking about, because there's a big long kerfuffle, I guess, going on. This is back in the forum days. And I don't know what happened to that dude, whether because he said, I'm going to start my own my own branch anyways, my own religion of Christianity, right? I don't know if that ever came to fruition, but like that's really the only way forward I see.
Okay. Did you see that? Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Isn't that how every denomination starts? They're tired of some other denomination's bullshit, so they start their own.
I need to be Martin Luther and knock onto the door of the churches like, here's the articles of the red pill faith.
Yeah, and then the Lutherans hate the Anglicans for that, and the Anglicans hate the Baptists, and the Baptists hate the Calvinists, and
are hereby
Mormons were like, no, me too.
from your bullshit. Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that your marketing for the religion book?
Yes.
I remember something like that.
Well, the reason why is because in the introduction, I made the case that technology actually, and you'll see if here, that's why we're having this conversation right now. Technology always facilitates religious schisms, right? The reason why you had the Catholics versus the Protestants back in the day is because of one invention.
The
Printing press?
Press, yes.
Yeah.
A multiple type Aldous printing press. And that's where we get leading and kerning from, Ryan. In case you didn't know that. Printer's history here.
Are we going to kill the stream with our typography talking?
Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
for it.
Yeah, the music conversation did, and typography, and graphic design will. No, the thing is that the one invention essentially changed Western Europe, and that was the movable type printing press. And of course, the first thing they print is the Bible. And then after that, it's like, and so what happens is through that one invention, it increased the literacy rate of all of Western Europe, which is why you have, the technological advance. It opened up the technological advances that made Western culture the preeminent culture on planet Earth, was because of a printing press. And it also facilitated wars between Catholics and Protestants as well. And because the first thing is once people could read the Bible in their own native language, they go, sounds to me like the Catholic Church is full of shit. And so that's where you get the Protestants. And so they decided to break away. And you have Martin Luther hammering the Articles of Faith, or Protestantism to the church doors or whatever the fuck he was doing. And the same thing is happening right now, only the invention now is the internet. And we have more access to information in such a way. And I'm not saying it's all good and accurate, but I'm not saying it's all inaccurate either. We just have we have a greater facilitation of globalism, in a sense that it's informational globalism, globalizing information, globalizing the sexual marketplace, globalizing economies, globalizing, whatever. And that's part of globalizing religion, right? That's part of that as well. Through what? One invention, one technology. That's the internet. And that's why we have these questions, right? And you want to know why people are like the gender divide, and how come people don't want to get married anymore, right? Well, because they're trying to solve 21st century marriage problems with 20th century solutions. They keep going, well, it worked for mom and dad, it should work for us.
In a 21st century economy.
Go forward, young
Women
man.
got to
Go
post their
forward.
lives online, and guys were like, "What? I'm out."
But did you guys see this? This is something new garbage. What was it? Gent Z.
Gent Z.
Gent Z. Did you?
DJENT. That's what it should be.
Oh,
was a
Fedora
millennial.
masculinity's back. Good for us.
Yeah,
The
that's a
return-
millennial word. That's a
Yeah.
millennial coded word. It's so
The-
cringe.
The return of classic masculinity. I saw it today. I'm like, I want to bring this up. Let's play it.
The 80s double-breasted. Jesus.
I know.
Oh no, not the lines. Not the lines.
You gotta turn the audio on.
Wait, the volume's not on?
I don't hear
No.
you. Anything.
Okay,
Setting
hold
in
on.
StreamYard
When you share the screen, make sure you share the audio too.
Okay.
I bet you
We're
he
gonna
watched
do it.
Wall Street and then's like, I want that. Give me that.
Wolf of
Clarence Boddicker, pinstripe, double-breasted, low-cut
Hey,
suit.
we need to go back to the Mad Men look. It's kind of like, remember when everybody got into swing for a little while in the 90s?
I was one of those guys.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I bought
yeah,
khakis
everyone
and
saw Wolf
everything.
of Wall Street.
I still
Yeah.
love that style.
The audio is also bloody low in this thing. God damn. Let's see. Okay.
I mean,
Let's-
he's going to be talking some shit anyway, so.
yeah. Okay. Let's try, because the audio should be on this one.
It starts with the style sometimes, or it starts with the more aesthetic things. They get into the suits, they like the James Bonds, they want to live out that life. But then what starts to happen is the way that they move through the world and the way they feel about themselves completely changes. I think we all know if you walk down the street wearing a hoodie and your sweats, you don't feel quite as confident as when you look put together, and everybody treats you differently as a result as well. But it
Is
starts
he talking with that
the-
continental American accent?
It's what is he trying to do? I thought he was trying to do British. I was like, what? This is
Dude, I forget. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go full Peaky Blinders. That's gonna be my new style for the next. For the next.
I already
With
have the code.
with the
I already
cookies.
have-
Yeah.
I-
I got
I already
Rafe
have the code.
in my, yeah.
The codes
Which,
are
by the way, is the most awesome series ever on Netflix.
What did you think about the
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the
Haven't
film
seen
yet.
it?
The follow. I'm glad they left some open ends at the end of the last season. I'm glad they did. Of course, they're trying to like make it all up in one movie, which I haven't seen yet, but reviews are pretty good for it. So we'll see.
It was okay. I know it wasn't bad. I know I saw it.
Compared
I'm like,
to
oh,
Deadwood,
nice.
would you say better, worse, about the same?
Deadwood.
Shows and movie?
It sums up the whole series. They should have just killed off the main guy and just like said, it's a tragic end of so and so.
It would have made sense. Would have
Yeah.
made sense if you did it. No honesty, that man just went through so much. It's like the only show that actually had a good ending, in my humble opinion, was Breaking Bad. But it's like, they stuck the landing.
They were all right on that. That was good.
I still like the Sopranos ending. I don't care what anybody says.
I never
The end
seen
comes, you won't
Sopranos.
even know, man.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
Oh,
Is it
right,
worth
I've
it?
never seen Peaky Blinders. I don't know, because I haven't watched it since it came out.
Mhm.
So
You'll
after
like-
Netflix
you'll like
and stuff,
Peaky
it probably
Blinders.
looks like high art, but at the time it was just fun.
Peaky Blinders is nice, but it can have a little bit of a cringe fan base. Know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well, I just like for all these shows, like I only watched Mad Men like 2 years ago, so I always just wait, give it time for all the nerds to get their piece done, and then I can go watch it without them spoiling my enjoyment.
Like, so here's what gets me is like, if you look at this guy if you look at the style that these guys are wearing, I can tell you that they're trying to like emulate Mad Men is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get back to the sort of like that. I can't say 50s. It's like a mid 60s aesthetic, is what they're trying to go for. And I understand because like I've seen these accounts, like they're the mighty pinnacle of manhood accounts, Ryan, where they will go and they'll colorize old like black and white imagery of like what it was like in Times Square in 1918 or some shit like that, or whatever. Like, what do you notice? Yeah, all the guys in suits. Okay, come on, just give it to us. And all the chicks were thin. Yeah. Again, it's like this is like the question of like, Rolo, when's the pendulum gonna swing back? Right? I'm like, it's not. And just because you put on a suit and a tie doesn't mean the pendulum's swinging back. It just means you're LARPing. This is cosplay, is what this is.
Yeah.
And it's as real as they make it. I get that, but after the election, after the midterm elections, let's see how much coverage this kind of shit gets. I guarantee you all this stuff will just fade away like a fart.
It's like I said, it's the creative voting base. They want votes. Apparently young men don't want to vote. How can we appeal to them? There's a loneliness crisis. We care about you. Vote for us. We are your friends. It's like, no, man, nobody.
I don't know. Do you guys watch? It's on Apple Plus, but it's called Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm's in it. He was a guy in Mad Men.
No.
Is that where that
Really?
meme comes
Really?
from with him dancing at the nightclub?
Really, yeah, that's where that comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the song
he's-
by Kato.
Yeah, it's almost a Breaking Bad narrative because the guy ends up losing his high value, high powered like financier. Sorry, spoiler alert. Loses his job on Wall Street and lives in this like gated community, like this really upscale gated community, like high rent district, and he becomes a thief. He just basically goes in and rips off all of this high ticket like merchandise that like all these very rich people have, but they just forget about, and they just throw in a drawer somewhere, and they'll never notice it missing, kind of thing. And it's funny because a lot of it's based on truth. And then whenever he steals an item, it tells you, like, it'll give you this rundown of what the item is. Like if it's a Rolex, it'll show you how much that watch is actually worth, like $380,000. Last night on the last one, it was a pen. It was a custom made pen. It was like a Cartier pen or something like that. $165,000 for just an ink pen, right? And that's the kind of shit. It's funny because it sort of raises your awareness in that sense. But the reason I was asking this is that if you watch this, because it also has an aesthetic to it, like the suits that the guys wear in, and maybe this is a John Hamm thing, I don't know, but like it's the suits that the guy wears are like fucking badass, man. I'm like, I want that look. Like it's not this kind of bullshit with the tie and they try to pretend like they're all gonna sit around and smoke cigars and drink like they know how to smoke cigars and drink bourbon or something.
Like Michael Knowles smoking a cigar.
I got
it didn't
turned
even-
off for
They never even lit the things. That was the thing. They snipped the end, and then that was it.
Michael Knowles is Caesar Flickerman. He's basically Caesar Flickerman. from
I'm
the hunt.
sorry. That was the most cringe shit I've seen on the transfers. These
internet-
dudes trying to smoke cigars.
The internet really ruined cigars for me, where I'm like, I don't even want one anymore. And I was like,
Hey, they're
nah,
good.
never mind, man.
No. You can have cigars. Just chill. Just have the cigar. You don't have to.
I know.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to post photos
Just
about it
don't blow
online.
it. Don't
Smoke
I'm
a
not gonna
cigar.
thing.
Smoke a cigar with Cappy, and you'll change your mind.
Yeah, it's
Look,
Cappy-
I'll put it this
Cappy
way:
bought me a
George
whole
Bruno
box.
got me on pipes, and I still smoke pipes.
Yeah.
And you know what I think about George Bruno.
Fair.
If I can
And
do
we
it,
know
you
what he
can do
thinks
it.
about us. And we
Yeah.
know what he thinks about us.
He
I'm
loves
sure
me.
you'll let us know in a minute.
You are the moderator of a channel, young man.
I'm tied with
George-
George now. Oh.
George, where's my apology? I want my apology, George Bruno. Give it to
Only
me.
because I told him no. I said no, and he lost his shit for 1.5 hours. But Frankie Forza for the $9.99. Thank you
And
very
now
much,
we
sir.
wait.
And
And
now,
now we wait.
it's gonna come. Hey, he said Rule Zero is dead, and we're still here. Damn right. Frankie Forza for the $9.99. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Question is for Ryan and Nuke. I was thinking about joining the Navy Coast Guard, but I don't understand it's no longer good old days. You guys would recommend it. It's so worthwhile.
Speaking of the
Wanna go
mic.
first, Nuke, or
Speaking of the mic.
Let's go with Ryan first, and then I guess I'll add anything.
I'm in the mic.
There you go.
so if you're gonna join to get a rung up on the economic ladder, go for it. If this is your best first option, you get free education, you get free work experience. Having veteran on your resume, well, depending, as long as you learn to translate it well, works well for you. And at the lower ranks, I find, at least in Canada, there's less bullshit for you to have to deal with, all the crap that you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if you get in, get a plan to get out as soon as humanly possible, and definitely do it before you start getting promoted. Our forces are in such shambles right now that we have. Sorry, guys, it's a bit of a longer answer. In the mid-90s, back when after Trudeau Sr. had fucked up the military, we had a lot of attrition promotions, and there was always a joke saying, never trust somebody promoted in 1995. We're going to have another round of that. So your bosses are going to be incompetent and cocksure. So if you get in with a purpose, make sure to take as many programs as they offer you, get education, and get the fuck out. Oh, if you can, make sure that last posting they put you on is to a city that you're going to work in. That was the one thing I did that was great, getting me down to Montreal before I retired. Oh, and then to Toronto.
Yeah.
I'd have
Makes the
been stuck on
exit so
Vancouver
much
Island right
easier.
now around fend heads otherwise, and fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nuke, got
Uh,
anything to add?
Save your
Yeah,
jacket.
yeah. For in terms of like what Ryan said is true. It's just it's contextual, right? Like if your parents suck and your life sucks and everything, you need to get out right now. It's a great way to get out and provide structure. It'll toughen you up because more likely you're not used to having a dude yelling in your ear telling you ain't shit, but also encouraging you to be better, right? A lot of guys don't have that because this the system we're in. Another thing is that shut the fuck up is like the best skill in the military. You're gonna see things that aren't fair. You're gonna see people that are promoted that it isn't fair. Just shut up. It's like that saying, and I know Ryan's heard this: just be in the right uniform at the right time where you're supposed to be, and everything else takes care of itself. And watch out for your friends. Watch out for your buddies. That will always pay dividends because those are the people that are going to be hiring you when you get out of the military, right? So, yeah, and save your jackets and take lots of pictures, as many pictures as you can, because you're gonna look
Yes.
back and be like, man, I wish I took more pictures at this port. Or, and also, don't get a DUI for the love of God. Don't do drugs or DUI. Don't do that shit.
Speaking
That's
of
it, that's all I have.
pictures, look at that man looking picture perfect in his bathrobe.
Oh man,
Just out of
I'm,
the
I'm
shower.
glad he dressed up. I'm just glad he dressed up today for us.
You know,
Speaking-
I made it a
Just
whole
finishing
2
up.
hours
Hang on, let me
without,
towel
without
off.
mockery or bullshit, and here you guys are. I like Silhouette Ryan. Silhouette Ryan is very mysterious. I
He
like
just
like
came in just
broke.
roasting everyone.
Ryan looks
I
like he should
think-
be managing OnlyFans girls in that outfit.
He's hangry right
you know-
now. I get it.
You guys ever see No Country for Old Men?
Yes.
Yeah.
He reminds me like he's in a seedy 70s hotel in West Texas and he's waiting to be assassinated. He's just waiting for the drug deal to go down or something.
You mean Odessa? You mean
Boogie
Odessa?
Yeah.
he's like
Goddamn right.
Burt Reynolds in Boogie Nights is what he is.
Have you
I
been
was thinking
Cappy?
I was like the IT guy on Jurassic Park, but I'll go with your guys because they're way better.
Yeah. Boogie nights, dude. Go. That's totally your feel.
I can live with that. Fucking rusted lights and Clary giving me shit over it. God damn it.
I still haven't seen that. Cappy, did you make time out of your busy schedule just for us?
I'll be honest. In my defense, I'm trying to phase out a little bit and go. I'm gonna die. I'm in the last third of my life.
You're
and
finally
I wanna go
retiring?
hiking. Yeah, kind of semi-retiring a little bit, yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of motorcycle rides I didn't get to do. Rolo could testify, it was really hot, so I was not able to get all the hiking in. I just looked at this life and I did all this work, and I'm like, dude, I am getting nowhere near the fun shit I want to do. So I still do work, I still got that, but then yeah, I'm making dedicated efforts. I've golfed twice this week, but it's a different mentality after for whatever decades of being an adult. You got to shift mentality. Like, no, I have to force myself to go have fun. And not to go become a hedonist or anything, but to make, I don't need to do another video. I can go out and whatever, go for a night hike or something.
I've been telling you for years, you've won. You did it. Now go and have fun. How is that, by the way? You're having a hard time with it? Or
Well, there's a lot of, fortunately, we have people that want to visit. We have people visiting. But that takes your time, especially if there's kids. Our nieces visited, so you have to deal with them. And another thing, and I think pretty much everyone here could speak to this, is you really get accustomed to having no one around in your house. Like, this is a smooth operating machine. And when someone visits you, it throws the whole fucking thing off. And now it's like, crap. Now I got to deal with it. So it's very similar to getting cruising altitude and cruising speed. And then any little thing that goes wrong, now you go back down. Now you got to get back up.
Start over.
Yep. And here's how you guys could tell. And Jack, you definitely would know this one with Newfoundland. You can tell you're doing real good. Like, I think the perfect state to be in is when you regularly hit the gym uninterrupted. If you can have that happen for 2 months, you're on fire. That's the best when there's no fucking bullshit. So I haven't had that in over a year. I'm trying to get back to that, and that means I got to cut things out.
Dump your girlfriend.
Go work out at Powerhouse with me.
Oh, you're crazy? No, hell no. Her coffee is amazing.
Oh, fair. Fair. Let's see, real quick. Lee Silver for the generous too. Thank you very much, sir. Lee Silver for the 2. Wendell has achieved his final form.
It's Clary's situation minus the financial situation. It's like I'm still having to hustle a bit, but that's fine. It's nice to see where the Gross to Christmas future looks.
Don't forget all the snow you deal with. You're welcome to come down here anytime, Ryan. You're a friend. You don't slow me down at all. If anything, you make me want to hike more.
It's because you like my complaining makes him want to move faster forward.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Hey, but complaining or not, Rolo, I went on the hike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I even drank some of his electrolytes that he barely brings any of.
Pedialyte.
His fucking trips.
Powders.
No, it's this. What was that one you had? It was called Element? Something. What?
Element?
Yeah, that's the one. It basically is like pickle juice. Some Polak made an energy drink.
Whoa. Pickle juice.
Oh, am I allowed to say that, or is that racist?
Yeah,
I'll go ahead.
They're not sore
One of the
pussies,
one of the Americans of Polish made an energy drink.
That's right. What if the algorithm is sensitive to Polak?
I don't know. What does that even mean?
Just means you're Polish. That's it.
You didn't know?
How is that racist?
It's not.
Yeah. You know, he protects us.
We need Archwinger in here. In here.
I asked Arch, but he's got his family business going on.
He's normal and well adjusted. What would he be doing here?
I know, right? It's like a normal human being amongst us. Speaking of normal human beings, Dark Knight Dev, member for 34 months. Thank you very much, sir. I'm growing, I'm growing fond of the soundbite, actually. I'm starting to like it more and more.
See? It grows on you.
It grows on you. But Dark Knight Dev, member for 34 months. Ryan and Nuke, I'm hoping the two of you will collab for a stream. Canadian Superman and Dominican Batman join forces to fight the Manosphere grifters.
Who's Ryan Stone? Who's that?
Who is that?
Who is that guy?
He's not even
Well,
7 foot tall.
Nuke,
Is that
what
that
would
guy
be your
talks about all the time? George
Nuke,
Miller, yes.
what-
Honestly,
your-
though, Dev, who would we even fight at this point? They're so like they want the clowns. Like, you ever bullied a guy or been bullied, and then you start agreeing with the bullies, and then the bullies just lose interest because they're like, oh, it's like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah. Well, I keep getting it. I mean, Ryan knows because like I'm starting to get a little bit more involved on Substack. Because Substack's a much better, I think, platform.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
for the time being, anyway. Substack will go to shit too, by the way. But for now, it's in the golden years, so it's like kind of cool to be a part of it. But like, the only place I can think of that Rob Henderson doesn't have me blocked or like muted is on Substack. So like whenever he pops up with something, you're like, okay, bitch, here you go. But like the thing that kills me is like it kills me that a guy like Rob Henderson, who I've been following since before he got his doctorate degree, like I thought he was fantastic. I still do. Like I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the guy. But as soon as the Manosphere documentary drops, then suddenly it's like it gave everybody with more than 50 followers permission to do they suddenly have become like the world's most leading expert on the Manosphere, masculinity, and all this other shit. And it's just like it's so hopelessly ignorant and so hopelessly like you can I mean at this point it's so obvious that it's just like, oh, that's the new hotness, oh, that hashtag Manosphere, let's go do a tweet about that, or let's go do a blog about that, or let's go do a video about that.
Oh yeah, Rolo, didn't you know 70% of divorces initiated by women? Can you believe this?
and you know what, and so what gets me is just the bonehead, like it's such a reduction, like the reductionism in the whole thing is what like kind of busts my chops about the whole thing. But because I know better, I've been we all have been involved in this space a whole lot longer than anybody who is like now popping off about it. And I hate to say it, but the most egregious one is Rob Henderson right now, because it's this preschool stupid, I can tell just how ignorant he is of the Manosphere. It's just with every interview he does with Louise Perry. Louise Perry is a journalist. She's not a psychologist. She's not a sociologist. She has a communications degree. Okay. That's all she's fucking got. Right.
Captain's favorite degree.
Dr. Rob Henderson, on the other hand, is, and I get it, and Ryan and I have talked about this to death, is like it's not enough just to be a psychologist. You have to be an influencer. It's not enough to be an author. You have to be an influencer. It's not enough to be a pastor. You have to be an influencer. It's not enough to be whatever the fuck it is, a musician, a health fitness guy, a nutritionist, you name it. If you're in any kind of like service-based economy, you have to have a blog and a podcast and everything else.
But they're so bad at marketing. The pastor one, remember that? Hey guys, my wife's a raging whore. Here's all the and he's like describing the dicks in great detail. Sign up for my newsletter. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
You know what killed me about that whole situation is, and I jumped in on that too, is like Michael Knowles, Michael Knowles, and definitely Ben Shapiro. And I think Andrew Clavin was involved in all of that. And they're like, why would you call your wife a whore? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, and why are we giving these, they're not representative of Christianity. And I'm like, Michael Knowles, you son of a bitch. You were the one who had Nala Ray and her husband on Mount Olympus,
praising the whoredom
podcast. And I'm like, and not one, but two or three of those, because he had to go back to bat for her a couple times after that. Right. And he's the one who was saying, oh, he shouldn't call his wife a whore, blah, blah. I'm like,
which he never did, to be fair. He just described her perfectly as a whore.
Yeah, or like Allie Beth Stuckey jumped in on that. I'm like, Allie Beth, you sat across from Nala Ray at the Women's Leadership Summit at TPUSA. Shut the fuck up. Like, you don't, it's like, I don't know, like, remember, Ryan, do they believe this? Or is it all just
cynical,
Machiavellian marketeering? Because like I don't think they even understand. Yeah, thank you. I don't think they even understand. I think they're oblivious to their own bullshit, their own ignorance. Like they don't know that they did. Like what was it? Matt Walsh was talking and popping off and talking shit about James Sexton. And I'm like, you had him on your show like not even a year and a half ago. He's not just some New York City, attorney you don't know anything about. He sat right across from you, and it's just like they're just oblivious. Like they had what was it, prefrontal cortex amnesia or some shit like that.
Well, that's what Clary said about him. Matt Walsh reads whatever they put on the teleprompter. That's Matt Walsh.
Oh God!
One of my favorite of your videos in the past year, by the way, buddy. If you even remember that one.
I'd have to look it up.
He does like 3 a day, so
I know.
Dude, more than that, I tried to just do like, what's everybody been up to for the week? I went to you, and you took like half the show.
It's well, I mean, keep in mind I get paid to do a lot of requests come in. So if you were to back those out, I probably do a normal, maybe slightly higher than normal amount of videos. But yeah, I mean, at least 70% of them are requests.
Because every one of us, we're reducing ours because YouTube is paying shit right now, and the audience's growth is shit right now. So we're moving to Substack. But because you've monetized it outside as like a great risk mitigation strategy, it doesn't matter to you. YouTube can go to shit and you're still getting paid. I'm like, fucking smarter than
I'm also
me.
a minimalist, and I'm kind of set up. Yeah,
I can tell from your thumbnails.
yeah.
Wow.
He's figured out Canva. He's
Can't
figured out
wait
Canva.
till we go hiking again, Ryan. Can't wait.
Wait till you figure out Nano Banana.
Yeah.
Like that, my thumbnail today was an ode to Cappy. That's why he's glooming over us in the background, That's why I did
saw
that.
that.
It's an ode to you, Cappy. Speaking of odes, Louis Def for the $9.99. Thank you very much, sir. No, Louis Def for the generous $9.99. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
On that woman who dumped her man on the stack because he was asking ChatGPT whether he should commit or dump her. I have not heard this story.
It didn't happen. That was fake.
It didn't happen, but the girls always do that. They always write some dumb shit because they think it'll get them attention. And they put like the most Reddit tier clickbait title on it. I didn't even bother reading it. I just know it's going to be a girl's inane babble written probably by ChatGPT to try and get some subscribers. And then if one asshole says something in the comments, even slightly negative, they get to go on a marketing trail like, oh, the haters are coming after me and the misogynists because of fucking first name bunch of numbers 6969.
69.
Yeah, you're not the target audience, dude. Like
You
I'd rather read the Lauren Southern back fucking catalog.
Yeah, you're not like when you ever see a stupid story like that, just know that's not for you. That's not for people who actually are sane and actually are out there dating and married and have normal lives. That's for weirdos. So take it as that, There's no value in that.
I did see that dominatrix or something saying something like, "Oh, men in the Manosphere are just repressed." And it's like, what are the hell are you talking about? You dumb bitch.
I didn't read it. Rolo didn't read it, but we knew exactly what was in it.
I read it. Yeah,
I read half of it. I read like half of it. And I'm like,
yeah, the one you posted on Substack, I did. Yeah,
I read that paragraph where
saying, "Oh, it's AI slop," and I'm like, "All right, whatever. My bad."
I barely read the title.
The thing is like it's such a trope. Oh, high-powered executives, guys who are on the Fortune 500 list or some shit like that. They all want a woman to put them in diapers and, put them naked in a dog kennel and, whip his ass and call him a good boy or a little boy or some shit like that. I don't know. I think it's a deeper, like most of these guys, that's what their true personality is all about and yada, yada. And it's like suddenly they become this Freudian, Jungian psycho. You're a dominatrix. You don't have a degree. You don't have a doctorate in clinical psychology. Shut the fuck up. But it's such a trope that everybody goes, oh yeah, sure. And then I made the connection. I'm like, these are the same. These are the same women. So these are the same women. Like if I post that one, I'll give it to you in a second. I have it on tap. You remember that meme I have where it says, women liking violence, liking violence, like rough sex, and then like this is the window, that rearview mirror, and then the walls right here, like domestic violence and like how rough she likes it, And so I've quoted like I've got probably at least 3 or 4 different research studies on this bookmarked, and it's about how women actively search out violent porn on Pornhub. Like by an order of magnitude greater than men do.
Men cannot believe the depravity women are into.
They like violent. They like rough. porno and in their
And
sexual
animals.
fantasies.
And animals. They like animals.
And we cannot forget Morning Glory Milking Farm, which will be
I'm
for
so sad.
that on my tombstone. Yes. Or 50 Shades of Grey, which seems
Or
almost
the
like
dinosaur ones. Those are
50
interesting.
Shades of, here's the thing. 50 Shades of Grey seems quaint next to Morning Glory Morning Farm, right?
Yeah.
Milking Farm right now. But like,
Well,
There's
that's
a
why I laughed
series
on
of
your point, yeah.
dinosaur ones.
boy, was that ever a triggering one too, because I put that out there. I said the same women who are like talking about how these guys' true nature is they like to be put in diapers and the dom gets to whip them on the ass and call them, and humiliate them and that's part of his like real deep seated, Jungian personality or type, are the same people who will tell me if I go and I post a study about how women love violent porn that, oh, that's just a fantasy. That's just, you can't separate fantasy from reality. It's not like we actually want that. I'm like, well, clearly you do, because all of your fantasies have some. Why is it that that's not an indicator of your true nature? But if a guy wants to go see a dominatrix and he's a like the trope of the high powered executive getting his ass whipped and put in diapers, that's who he really is. But women searching out, like statistically, we can see this, searching out violent porn. That's not your. Why isn't that? Why doesn't it work?
You remember years ago when Sterling posted like the foot stomp or whatever you want to call it, the foot on the face from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the comments, all the female comments were like, I wish my man would do this. I can't wait.
That's not a trigger. I will give him that.
Yeah, if you guys go on Instagram and you search, I don't know, Dom or whatever those words are, you just look at the comment section. Women are like, "Oh, I love this," blah blah, like begging for it to be dragged across the living room by their hair and stuff like that, like little skits that they do. And guys, like you guys gotta understand, man. Like the whole world is trying to make women feel nice and comfortable. They're begging to be sexually abused at this point.
Talk to Vince from Masculine Geek. He will tell
I
you.
like
You're not incorrect.
I like Rolo's meme he posted where the guy's backing on his truck and the rear view mirror is like a millimeter from the house, and the house says domestic violence charges, and then how she likes it. It's
Yep. I still have that meme somewhere.
I got it. Hang on. I'll bring it up. There you go.
Oh, you already have it?
I have it already. I have it on tap.
That was fast.
There
There you go. I got that from Rich Cooper back in the day. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep that one.
Yeah.
He would have never used a Ford 150 in his meme.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it would be
I'm
this
not
much
buying it.
or something. I know.
My best friend and I still share that one every now and then with each other. Where it's like when his girlfriend or whomever does something, just send the meme, and it's like
That one's in the bank forever now.
I think it's just
man.
it's boredom. I think it is. It's boredom. They just want, like, that tickle me emo joke from the 90s. I cut so I feel alive.
Yeah.
Everything's too easy. I bet you anything your grandmother in the 40s didn't want to be choked and have a foot on her head during sex. She just like,
probably not.
I just want to eat.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's that's a conversation. I'm doing an outline stage right now for another book. And one of the things that sort of set it off was this, pivot from mate switching hypothesis to assortative mating, right? Like all these guys like Alex from Date Psych and Rob Henderson and Mac and Murphy and Will Costello and the rest of these goofballs who I call gatekeepers of Evo Psych. Like they were so on board with David Buss, and when he was talking about how mate switching hypothesis was a more robust or a better theory than dual mating strategy, right? And I'm like, you are so full of shit. Like, am I the only person who just like I felt like I'm taking crazy pills, right? I'm like, am I the only person that sees that this is a fucking grift? And sure as shit, like once like Mac and Murphy did some like independent research and has found out that mate switching hypothesis is horseshit and dual mating strategy is a much better theory when it comes to his findings. As soon as that dropped, everybody went dead ass silent about mate switching hypothesis, but they had to replace it with something because they couldn't have dual mating theory out there in the wild because it was so unflattering to women, right? So what do they replace it with? Mate switching or assortative mating, right? Assortative mate choice, whatever the fuck it is. And I'm like, well, that might have worked when we had a regulated sexual marketplace before the sexual revolution, before we had the pill. But now we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace. And what does that look like? It looks an awful lot like hypergamy. It looks an awful lot. it looks an awful lot like 100% of women want to get with the top 20% or 4.5% of guys. That's what it looks like. And here's what I'm seeing. And they will bend over backwards trying to find new data on how rich men don't really want the Applebee's waitress. They want a high-powered boss babe to settle down with and marry. And then they go and say, well, look, if you look at educated women, before they're sometime between, I don't know, when they're 18 and 45, get married. I'm like, well, how many of them are 45? But the thing is like they want to use marriage as this metric for the success or for the proof positive of a mating strategy. And I'm like, that might have worked when we had a regulated sexual marketplace, but we don't have that anymore. We're not seeing that anymore. And again, it's not who marries who, it's who wants to fuck who is really what it comes down to. So I'm working on an outline that sort of reflects that the deregulated sexual marketplace versus a sexual freedom marketplace, which is where we're at right now, and what the downstream effects of that happen to be. And that also gets back into the 1971 book that I'm working on as well.
Dude, you better be quick about it, because upstream Twitter said they were coming out with that one anytime now.
Sure they are.
Stedman in the group. Yeah,
Sure,
it's perfect. It's that to perfect it first.
We need to move Red Pill along.
Well, okay. In all honesty, has Stedman finally released a book? He hasn't, has he?
No. He hasn't done shit. He did that one.
The Dutchman released a book before him.
I'm still waiting on 6 years ago. Paul Elam said he was going to collect all of his best essays and put them in a book.
Dude, I would pay if Paul Elam could just find one person who's worked with him in the past to speak well.
My watch.
Here I was thinking, like, oh, you know what? Releasing a book is nothing special. You know what? I am special. I did it before Stedman and Elam.
You learned English and then wrote a book in it. That's impressive.
I know,
It
right?
actually is impressive. Yeah, it is.
For me,
I can't write anything in Dutch, man.
Hey, you'll learn. I know Rolo speaks a little bit of Dutch. This is the only one here on the panel. But chat first. Huh?
Enough to order a drink.
Hey, I mean, it's something.
That's all you need.
All you need. And stroop waffles, God damn it. Chat versus Soak for the generous $19.99. Good to see you, Chad. Morning, guys. Evening, Jack. Rolo, hope you're doing good and recovering well. Are you?
I am. I'm okay. I'm better now.
Good.
It's good.
Ryan, I'm enjoying Dread. Cappy, you're just missing a cigar, a coffee, and a redhead underneath your desk. Do you guys think Fishback will win Florida?
What's Fishback?
Well, there's your answer.
Yeah,
He's the fresh and fit guy that went on. He went on Fresh and Fit and try to understand the hose. Like, listen, hose, you must not be hose.
Oh, he is my favorite. I love that cartoon. That is freaking awesome.
Fuck are we doing here?
Fishback is a governor. He's running for governor in Florida right now, and he's running on the I'm one of the boys. I'm part of the. I for lack of just saying it, really, he's like, I'm part of the Manosphere, right?
Is he? Is he part of my tribe? He looks kind of tribey. Got the glasses. And
ironic with that. He went on Fresh and Fit.
Well.
I'm playing with that.
That one?
I'm dropping too. No, I was gonna say is that he's trying to make himself a name by being like edgelord guy. He's trying to be edgelordish. He's got three things that he's sort of lately he's been talking about. One was he was going to change the divorce laws in Florida so that if a partner cheats, the cheating partner gets nothing. It's like winner takes all divorce in Florida. So you don't get half, like they get everything kind of thing. So it's like basically trying to incentivize cheating bastard men to stay in their marriages and not cheat on their wives, right? And it'll never happen. It's absolutely ludicrous. And the other one was
Governor Maxing.
He wanted to enforce a 50% sin tax in Florida for OnlyFans. Yeah, so you got to pay 50% of your earnings to the state, like in the state. That's only for OnlyFans, right?
What is he running for, California?
Gonna bring them hoes back under control, get them hoes back in pocket. And then recently, I don't know if Nuke heard this one, but like he was talking, I forget who he was talking to, and some guy, he said, I don't know, he's gotten in this really heated argument with this black dude, and he says, you should have been lynched like back in the 60s. Oh, and I brought that. I showed that one to Mike Sartain, and he goes, "He's going to get elected. You know, he's going to get elected." I'm like, "Oh my
Did you
god!"
see he doubled down on it on Twitter? Where it's like, you were accusing me of pedophilia. Yes, you should get lynched. It's like, okay, okay, we're doing this.
Wait, James said that to the black guy, to the other black guy running.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's either so. Can I put on my tinfoil hat for a second?
Go ahead. These are the fun parts.
What, you think he's a plant?
This is a cyberpunk. This is a cyberpunk show. Everything's already come true at this point. This is cyberpunk.
I was gonna say is like, so here's my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Your role is getting conspiratorial again.
Let's go.
Because we were looking, okay, so for remember, we haven't looked at this video yet, which is the trad wives. Everybody's turning trad wife right now, and that's concerning, right? Because it's rolling back all the advances that women have made over the years, right? Where are we? Okay, it's April, so we're 3 months in right now to the midterm elections. Midterm elections are always characterized by gender issues. Last in 2022, it was let's give those poor students basically stimulus checks, but let's give them debt relief, right? Biden wanted to make good on his election promise and say that he was going to give a discount or a debt relief for student debt, right?
Is that where all those stupid women are in college stats were coming from?
What sex holds the most student debt in the United States? By an order of magnitude. It's basically stimulus checks for women, right? And that was number one. And then you had the Supreme Court justices leaking the memo about how they were going to kick back Roe v. Wade to the states. And turns out that it was true. And now it's time to go put on those red outfits with the little white flying nun, habit, the nun's habits from what was it, Handmaid's Tale, and we're all living in Gilead, right? We're all.
This is a female rape fantasy.
Yeah, which is and revenge fantasy too. And now the little ladies are up in arms, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg and yada yada. And it's just. And that was what carried the 2022 election was oh my God, these horrible men want to take our abortion away. And by the way, Elon Musk still has abortion stipends for his employees at SpaceX and Tesla. If they want to cross into a abortion state, he's going to pay for the travel and the stay expenses so she can have an abortion, come back and keep working for SpaceX and Tesla. Right, that's still there. So I don't want to hear jack shit from Uncle Elon talking about how he's concerned with the fertility crisis. If you were, you would end those stipends. So shut the fuck up, Elon.
But he won't.
That won't happen. But so those are the sort of in the midterms, it always comes down to the ladies' issues. And I will tell you, they are going to ride this manosphere shit for what it's worth right now. They will make it as bad as they possibly can, because it's in some way it's going to galvanize the female base to go out there and put Democrats back in the Congress and back in the Senate again.
Do we want to play that clip?
Right now? Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want a tinfoil hat?
You know which one I mean? The girl boss.
Right now, the narrative, right? This is the narrative.
No. Okay, let's go.
For so long, there was this feminist movement that tried to push and tell us that we should kind of put aside wanting to start a family. Don't worry about getting married. Don't worry about having kids. You should solely focus on your career. And I know so many women, and you probably do too, Rachel, who got to a certain age and realized, wait a minute, this is something I actually want. And in many cases, they either had a huge struggle to have children, or they couldn't do it at all, and they were left absolutely devastated. But you're right, this isn't about locking women up in the home and saying, like, you can't go out and pursue things independently. This is about women continuing to work and having independent pursuits of their own, but it is about a focus on returning to family. And those of us with families of our own know, Rachel, it doesn't matter what I do the rest of my life. The most powerful title I will ever have is the title of mom.
Here, but Nuke comes in right on schedule.
Perfect timing. Yes.
So real quick, that while you guys were talking, I did a video about that. I've actually found the poll that they're citing. There's the 47 wannabe. They don't say trad wife. They say mother with family, married woman with family and job, have it all. And then the very next data set is but 59% want to place more emphasis and value their career and education more than forming a family.
Stated
It's all
preferences
bullshit.
versus prevailed. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I know, and I'm just like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of nobody knowing that it's all fake and gay, that all these statistics are a lie. The audience, and then the reactors, and then the people themselves who believe it. Like at the end of the day, just go to the data and you're going to find it. And it's quickly becoming a circus. So, but yes, Rolly, it's at the end of the day, what it really is everyone's trying to grift and avoid a real job. They just want to make their money and get their clicks.
I like Cappy's
Archwinger said
explanation.
it best.
Yeah,
Archwinger said
it's
it
true.
best, where it's like, when the economy's well, girls love being boss babes. When the economy's shit, they want to stay home and the guy to take care of them. It's like,
Well, what I'm wondering now, if this Fishback guy wins, is Myron Gaines going to be like the Zoe Quinn to Gamergate, but for women?
Yeah.
You know, where you can like see a meme with the dominoes, like Myron has fish tank on his thing, and then like the Ayatollah dies again or something.
Okay, so you guys know I'm pretty tight with Myron, so I'm not gonna. That's a given. But like, I will tell you this: I am concerned about Myron, because he's going and doing these college shows where he's out there, flashing the Roman salute while he's going in to go sit down, and basically he's pulling a louder with Crowder, change my mind kind of thing. And if you don't watch the clip, if you actually watch the video and you don't watch the clips, it's actually not as bad as the clips make him out to be. But nonetheless, it's like, dude, are you trying to get killed? Because it's like, that's exactly like Charlie Kirk wasn't even like a fraction as like confrontational as Myron is. And it's like, are you out there actually trying to
He was Ned Flanders. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was like Ned Flanders compared to Myron.
Myron, right? I'm like, bro, I don't want you to get shot, dude. It's anyways. But the reason why they're amplifying this mess, because what do we just talk like? What did Fox News run right after that? Oh, all these guys, Gen Z, they're all putting on ties now and want to look like they're Mad Men. So you've got like the guys who are cosplaying Mad Men, and then you've got the ladies who want to be What was the wife on Mad Men? I can't remember her name.
Oh, Betty.
Yes. They all want to turn into her. I'm like, it's just. It's madness, and the reason why they're doing it is because they got to have like big, gigantic, over-the-top caricatures of the ideological right, so it makes it seem like the ideological left are the only one with that are sane. Right? Oh my gosh, these people, even if they want to live this lifestyle, they're still so insane. Look at how insane they are. We're the party of reason, right? You should vote for us.
Didn't Don Draper cheat on his wife though?
No,
Cheat on all his wives.
regularly. Yeah,
Wow.
regularly.
Well,
I mean, you look at Adolescence was released last year. Now you've got Louis Theroux's Manosphere thing this year. It's always in March. I don't know why.
the Brits are so
And
right.
you look at just there's this never-ending effort to sort of turn the Manosphere into this big circus, this big monkey show, right? It's nothing but a cartoon. And I mean, I think probably all of us have a problem with that to some degree, but it's like the narrative is being pre-established right now, and like I said, it's going to get to the point where the Democrats are trying to galvanize a base so they can vote against the insanity. Right?
Yeah.
Vote against the people who are for ICE. Vote against the people who they want to take women's right to vote away. Somebody figured out that hey, maybe these guys wanting to repeal the 19th, that would be a good something to ride during the campaign. Let's go grab that one and go with it, right?
Oh yeah, Rachel Wilson is pushing hard for that. You know what? Women shouldn't vote.
You're just giving them oxygen. You're just giving them oxygen. You're not
This
going to.
reminds me
no
so
one
much
is
of the
repealing the-
90s, man. Do you remember David Duke?
Yes.
Well, I mean, of course you do, because literally every time the midterms came up and the Democrats needed a win, they'd bring out David Duke. And
Yeah.
it sounds like they're using us in that same capacity.
Well, they'll
The
just bring
Manosphere
out-
is the clan.
Yeah. Well, Nick Fuentes is David Duke, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
and then
Because Spencer.
Spencer, yeah. Richard Spencer wasn't a good enough like Nazi LARPer. Now we've got to have somebody like Nick, right?
A Mexican.
He's just basically it's like in George Orwell where they have to have like the 1 hour of hate or the 15 minutes of hate or whatever it was. They have to shine a picture up on the wall so everybody goes, ah. And now it's Andrew Tate's face that's on the wall for the
The
150.
boomers, it's such a good analogy for the boomers. Like we mentioned last time with Piers Morgan. Who's Piers Morgan's audience? All the boomers. Because you do see a shift, though, in the Zoomers and Generation Alpha. You do see a shift where they just don't care anymore. They've been
oversaturated with this shit. How could you?
I will never talk shit about HS Tiki Taki after that. I will never. He gets a pass every time. And I don't care what he does. You get a pass just for that one spot on forever.
Like, hey, I mean, say about Fuentes what you want. I'm not a huge fan of him, but when he like blatantly told Pierce, like, I don't care about me mum, you know, like, oh, you make jokes about the Holocaust. What? Too soon? It's like, yeah. But that moment is just peak.
For me, it was when he brought the Jewish guy to talk about it, and the first thing he did was shill his book. It was I'm like, come on, guys, you must know how this looks.
Yeah, not meeting the allegations, but like that.
Yeah,
that moment.
Morgan is a ghoul. He's just a ghoul. Like, I mean, I remember when Charlie Kirk got shot, and I made this prediction on that Sunday, like the Sunday after he got shot. I said, watch, by Monday morning, Piers Morgan will have Destiny on his show, and he'll be running Destiny up the flagpole for all the shit that Destiny was talking about. Sure shit, 100%, right on schedule. Had Destiny on there for no other reason that he knew it would glue eyes to the fucking screen. That's all.
I had an essay like last week or something about that. Like, Piers Morgan is not relevant. Cappy, you even said this a while back. We are the media now.
Yes, we are the media. There's a lot more of us, but cumulatively, like, no one pays attention to Anderson Cooper, the big names, you know. Yeah, and frankly, we're more honest. You can find whatever lie you want, but with 40 opinions, you're going to get a way better bead on the truth than you are with some boomer fuck up. You know, like what are the beady-eyed people that are part of my tribe who bring great disgrace? The late night show guys,
Canadians,
Colbert. Jon Stewart, all those pussies. Yeah, like that shit's over.
They're having Colbert work on the Lord of the Rings sequel.
Speaking of
guys, I gotta get going. I'm gonna go for a motorcycle ride. So
you have fun, okay?
Cappy, come over and drop out. You want to come over, or what do you want to do?
I gotta drive. I got a long ride. I'm going to go down to Bear Lake in California, so it's gonna be a long drive. But I'll get you your super awesome get well gift that you're gonna love. You'll have new purpose and reason in life when I give you this.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Is that what
that's what they call it these days? I'll see you Hanyakers later.
$20.
Technically, it was you, Rolo. I didn't learn about Destiny and the other ones not getting paid by Progressive whatever, the Super PAC, until I found out from you, which I find is hilarious. They slandered all of us for years because that Progressive Super PAC was paying them. And then they got stiffed on the bill, and now they're sitting there crying about their paychecks. Oh, it feels good.
And now, you know, it's funny. Now Progressive Victory is throwing them all under the bus. And you know why? Because the NDAs came up. Now they can talk shit about them. I didn't even know.
All you have to do is just wait,
years
man.
ago, Rolo. I told
all
you
got to
years
do.
Ago, just wait.
All I have to do is wait. That's all I have to do.
You don't have to mention their names. Nothing. God is making it.
Now you got Amy Dangerfield trying to.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
Holy, I'm going to talk about her tomorrow, but like she is just a piece of work, man. Like I always kind of got a weird vibe from her back from the Valuetainment days. Like I've been on the show with her. I've been with her on Fresh and Fit. She's been on Access Vegas, and I've been on Adam Sosnick's show with her. And she is a constant orbiter of like whoever's got influence and whoever's got some money, man. She used to work for Valuetainment. Now she's parted ways with Valuetainment. She finally figured out that PBD's full of shit. Just Jedediah did a little too late, but she bugged out. I'm gonna bet that this is the year that Adam Sosnick is gonna part ways with Valuetainment finally, and then I can.
He still has it?
No, but PBD is just like ruthless with him right now, and the whole Jewish. He's Jewish, right? So the whole Jewish thing is just like not working. And just right now, man. PBD sees it because PBD's a grifter, man. It's like whatever the zeitgeist is, man. He'll swing. He's worse than he's like a higher paid older version of Sneeko. That's what fucking PBD is. He really is. Like he will go with whatever's the new hotness. He flip flops like a motherfucker. I mean, maybe he hasn't done gay porn, but still, he's just like still only older and higher paid. You know. And yeah, Adam did get cooked. He does get cooked. He keeps getting cooked by his boss, and he just sits there and takes it like a beat dog. And I'm like, Adam, come to Vegas, motherfucker. Let's you because Adam,
you want to
host a show.
And we had him on Access Vegas about 2 years ago.
He did good. He did good.
That Adam that was on Access. I want that Adam. I want that Adam on my fucking show.
Yeah, socially adjusted, normal, chill, making the girls laugh. Yeah. Understand? I mean, like, yeah, this is like he seems like a chill dude.
I would totally. I like Adam. Just come. I'll start a new show with you. I don't care. Let's do it. But yeah. I mean, PBD is a full grifter. But the thing is like back when all this shit was going down. I don't know if you guys remember this, but like I remember when Destiny and all of his girlfriends that were plants, right? I remember meeting Farah for the first time, right? Another progressive victory payroll-y, right? And to this day, she's still wearing those Mia Khalifa glasses with no lenses in them, right? She's
so dumb. She's so dumb.
And she and Jasmine Jafar admitted that they were paid and they had to sign NDAs. They were paid to shill the DNC talking points through progressive victory. They admitted. I have the video. They admitted it themselves. And it was at that point I'm like, oh, finally there's some confirmation, because I can remember in 2023 when was it Angela White was coming after MLD and Donovan Sharp, and Amy Dangerfield was one of these girls as well. I think Amy was probably on the progressive victory payroll as well. I know for a fact that Farah and Jasmine Jafar were. Pixie was. I'm trying to think who else. Vaush and Destiny were. There's a whole video that breaks down who's on the take for all of that, and they all have a tie. They like Amy Dangerfield banged Destiny, okay, Destiny banged
her as well. Come on, man,
clear the air right now.
Oh, Destiny.
How do you have sex with a woman that's had sex with Destiny? Like, how do you do like?
Well, like I said,
not knowing and finding out later.
She goes wherever. Because Amy Dangerfield goes wherever the status and the money are, and she thought it was going to be at valuetainment. It wasn't there. Now she's trying to do it now. And now she's doing the trad wife thing, and getting married and all that other good shit.
But she still fucked Destiny.
Emotional damage.
Yes.
It's like
I don't even feel like I feel like pity. Like, really?
Oh,
man.
You had to do that, you know.
That's the worst. She whores it up, and you guys are like, "Oh, why'd you do that?"
Like, couldn't you fuck someone hotter than that, or not creepy, or not a weirdo?
Wasn't Ricky Berwick free? Come on, man.
Ricky Berwick, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, Rolo, do I really want to share this?
No, don't.
Trad wife who just married a gooner.
Porn addiction.
This is Amy Dangerfield. She's not like other e-girls because she's racist. She also used to date black guys. Amy blew up because she went on a date with John Zerka. Because of savage moments on the Whatever podcast. But the most based of all is when she made out with Xena the Witch.
Okay.
Man, this girl's televised O-face.
The church.
You wanted more too. Yeah.
Amy's actually very good at sex. On an even better trad wife. She just married this nigga who's porn addiction.
God damn it, Rolo.
The heebie-jeebies.
I said you did. Somebody else did.
They were low-key made for each other, and I'm not jealous at all. Is Amy Dangerfield a sexual patriot, or would you call her something else?
She does a 5-minute diatribe trying to like cover her ass on just that one stick.
I have one reaction, and there goes the monetization.
Well, that's right. Nuke's not black. He's a Dominican.
Dominican.
Shit.
Mexican.
We were covered.
I'd rather be called Mexican than black, but let's not go there. I want Jack to keep his monetization.
I was so like betting on it. Like, Rule Zero, great Q&A special, but no one, absolutely no one brought in a chat. Is Nuke black? I'm like, that's gonna be like the first one somebody's gonna bring up, man, and nobody did it.
Well, which one of us is he talking to here? Because we all look homeless. Actually, Nuke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he meant Cappy. But
I
Love
put on
Gun
a shirt
Merchant-
today.
Cappy,
I
actually,
put on a shirt
he's the only
today.
one of us all. Cappy looks homeless.
Well, true. Love Gun Merchant for the 199. Thank you very much, sir. We'll let this homeless guy on stream. I mean, you gotta care for
I think it's
homeless,
Cappy.
man. You gotta
Right,
show love.
That hate was directed at Cappy.
I know. Digital Nomad, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in ages. Digital Nomad for the generous Canadian too. Has anybody kept in touch? Heard anything on Roche? I'm looking
Oh,
at
he doesn't
Roche.
like me. Probably not.
I have not heard anything. He doesn't have a newsletter. He doesn't have any. He has like disappeared from the face of the earth.
Yep. I read his last email, and that's it.
He's quite Kane. He decided to walk the earth for the rest of his life.
Does anybody know where Goldman is?
Jail? I don't know.
That's
Wow.
what I was
I
gonna
was
say.
I don't know.
Does he still have his whip?
I don't know.
Hmm.
He's the one who taught me photography game, though.
Yeah. I mean, camera game was pretty cool. Yeah,
He's
I
the one
like
that
Goldman.
taught me like the trick to a good career is to like burn your books and slander Rollo and then fuck off. And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have
greatest
I've
thing he ever
learned-
taught me.
Still have the
As usual.
bracelet he gave me. I thought that was pretty cool. Well,
I've learned from my predecessors not to slander Rollo.
We all know what
Usually
happened.
that doesn't end well.
we do know what happened to Tanner Guzzi, though. Who, by the way, I would love to reconnect with. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose turn is it to check on him?
Yeah.
I'm
know.
very concerned for that guy.
I think
He's
he's doing
doing all
well
right.
though. He's doing well.
Yeah, he's
I
doing
think.
good. It's just he's divorced. He loves his kids. He's got 8 of them. I can see
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
being a bit.
Is he working?
He's definitely handled it better than anybody else I've seen with just like one.
Mm.
I mean, you could see it in his post that he comes from a sincere kind of like shock. Like you could feel some
Yeah.
sincerity in the way he writes his post.
believe
Although
him.
you shouldn't write about it, but it's the internet. And whatever.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, certain things you don't want online, yet people keep posting them. But that's why you don't make your family your brand. That's the biggest mistake people can make.
Yeah, but they're just
a rule of
infants. You
yours.
can barely see them, Jack.
Everybody has their vasectomy tweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody has their vasectomy tweet. Trust me.
oh.
What is it? Andrew Wilson, his olive jar incident. That's his vasectomy right there.
Yeah.
I wonder what ours will be, Nuke. I wonder what ours.
Sydney
will be.
Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney.
Oh yeah, you got community noted for that one though. Like,
I got 10 articles and counting written because of that tweet. And people were going crazy for that.
Mike Sartain's vasectomy tweet was that one time when he was on Access Vegas with him and Kylie, his girlfriend at the time, and people said, "Oh, she was disrespecting him." They never let him live that down. It will always show up in the comments.
He didn't
Just-
even notice either. He just like,
I didn't
really?
either. I was talking to Farrah at that time, and I went back and I looked at the replay. I'm like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
what happened anyway?
She just rolled her eyes or something, but it's just the look. It just seemed like it was disrespectful. She didn't know. That was back in the day when they were first got together, and she didn't know what the game was all about, right? And she just so totally. She apologized to me too. I'm like, "Why? For what?" And because I didn't even realize what had happened, but like even to this day, like Mike will still hear it in the comments now and then. Remember when your girlfriend kissed you?
Yeah, it's just guys with no game. Like when you have game and you're like your own mental point of origin, when your girl has like a little bit of an attitude, you just don't even, you're like, oh, she just has a little attitude, whatever. The guys with no game, they're just like, did you see that? Did you see those? Yeah. She rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just like, dude,
Yeah,
your
they
girl
are.
will do that to you twice a day. You'll like say a stupid joke or something and she'll be like, ugh. And then you'll be like, whatever. And then
Hey, you're doing a
Jesus
bad. You're
Christ.
doing a bad job if you ain't making her eyes roll. Just saying.
yeah.
Well,
You gotta
so
piss her off,
like
man.
a better illustration. Jack Murphy's vasectomy moment was not his burnout on the podcast. It was when he wrote that article about the cuck article. That was his.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh shit.
Read that one.
Heart.
I got paid $40 for that tweet. That's all. That was the cheapest
Really?
payout I ever gotten in my
You,
life.
you should have crashed out, man. Crashed out at Nikita or whatever his name is. You know.
Oh yeah.
And then
Like
post
Zuma.
I did.
Steve Jobs' daughter or something like that. God, that was
Oh,
such
that's
a. Yeah, I mean, remember that Zoomer who tweeted, "Oh, by the way, Steve Jobs' daughter," and he got like he got paid out $10K. on
that's
Twitter
why
for
you
that
can't be.
stupid tweet.
That's what happens when you give money to people that don't like. Like the you give $10,000 to a 20-year-old who made one tweet. You see how entitled he got?
Yeah.
He wanted that
blocked
money
me.
every month.
That fucker blocked
10,000.
me.
I would shut the fuck up and continue my life.
I tweet once a day if I get 10K per month for doing that. Jesus Christ. But speaking of money, Sniper King for the generous $10. Thank you very much, sir. Love the One Piece reference, by the way. Sniper King CPA $10. Thank you very much, sir. Do you guys think most young men, Gen Z and Alpha, are too sedated to fall for the trending reformed OnlyFans into church goal grip?
Sedated's the wrong term. It's like desensitized. If you ever live with like an alcoholic and they're like, no, this time I'm gonna quit, you're like, all right, yeah. It's that.
I am seeing though, like even outside of this space, even in normie world, there's like a lot of dudes who see it. You know, it's like the veil has been pulled down, or pulled from, however that phrasing goes. But they know it's like, yeah, you know what? These girls that all of a sudden had an OnlyFans and not anymore, and they want a guy, and they're like, no, why would I want to do that? And these guys aren't Red Pill or anything. They're no Rolo, Nuke, me, Ryan, whatever.
Well, they have eyes.
They have eyes, and they use them, and they're like, why would I want to do that? So I kind of have. I'm optimistic.
You had Nala Fit was the groundbreaker, right? She was the first one to get baptized, and she is just God. It's like watching a Muppet, man. I mean, it's just
a hot Muppet, though.
Yeah.
Beaker's not hot.
It's just like it's not even so much. I'm not as annoyed with her as I am annoyed with the people who would like think that she's actually a real person. She's a NARP. She's not a real person. There's just something. She's whack. She's absolutely whack. And she just did that one video with her husband, talking about how he has to struggle and pray about every time images of porn enters his head, because he's seen her, knocking it out with other dudes. And how could he not, right? Of course, she was the one like years before she said, "Oh, I would never marry him if he had already seen my porn." Well, I guess that was a lie. But so she was just talking about that recently, and I thought it was ironic because it was at the same time that you had what's his name? Michael Knowles was talking shit about that guy whose wife was a whore, right? Like, oh, she was a promiscuous woman and I was a virgin guy, right?
Where's that sound
Why did they flip the script for that guy but not for Nala? And the reason is Nala has a bigger fan base than the pastor of some no-name church that had a viral tweet. So they'll
and a PR firm. He's got a PR firm.
So they'll go after him and say he's naive. He's a naive Christian. Whereas Nala, they'll say it's the redemption story arc, right? It's the prodigal daughter returneth arc, and so it leads me to believe that the Daily Wire they're just on the take. They'll go wherever the clicks are, man. If it gives them more clicks to talk shit about this guy and his promiscuous wife and how he's a naive Christian, they'll go for it. If they're going to make more clicks off of defending Nala Ray and putting her on TPUSA, they're going to go for that. They don't care about the narrative. They could give two flying fucks about it. They're an entertainment company. They're not they're not real. They're not about anything. It's all about the fucking money and the clicks.
Mm-hmm. Hold up. There we go.
But I think to answer that question, though, Gen Z or Gen Alpha is too sedated. Yeah, you're right, Ryan. It's not sedation that's doing it. It's just that they're desensitized to it. And like, it's going to pretty soon, the OnlyFans to Christian redemption arc, that funnel is going to dry up because too many women are going to do it.
It's very normalized. When you go out to like in public, just think of it like this. I go out to like, I don't know, like anime conventions, right? My nerdy side.
Nerd.
Guys, they use OF girls to like, flyer for the event or whatever. So instead of the guys approaching the girls and saying, "Hey, what's up?" At least try, right? They're nerds, so they're not going to do well, but they try. That's the important thing. They get their OnlyFans instead and look at them naked, and they're like, all that curiosity. You're supposed to have a little bit of curiosity when you approach a girl, like, how does she look like naked? At least a little bit, but they already get that up front. So it's like, yeah, they're desensitized to all hell. And I think it's just, they're just not going to,
they're not going to bother anymore. You do see a lot of that out there, though, where it's like, yeah, young men just don't bother anymore. I truly think it's the economy. Like, fix that shit, and you'll see men genuinely want to start a family anymore. Or, again, sorry. But nowadays, it's like incentive breeds behavior, and now the incentive just isn't there. And like Nuke said, if they're giving it up that easily, it's like, why bother?
The crazy thing about this too is the last time we had a malaise that like this, it was like post World War I.
Yeah,
really.
Basically this Horan is the equivalent of like mustard gas in the trenches, and I'm not even joking on that. Dadaism, which surrealism came out of, was a whole art movement. Started out there, just basically out of like the fuck it, who cares? Nothing's gonna work. The place is done. Like we forget, World War I was the first industrialized war. People was treating it like a nuclear war. Like this was the end of civilization. Nobody was wanting to get together. That's why the 20s were so bad with flapper girls and shit. Yeah, they were at absinthe bars jerking each other off. It's just like now, which sucks because like I don't want a World War II to happen again. But it looks like Trump's like, no, we got this. So I don't know how it's going to end. But yeah, you can, if you look back, not far along, it's very similar.
Did you see what Germany did? Sorry.
Germany doesn't do shit.
My English is fucking failing sometimes. Sorry,
They open another coal plant?
No, they
as of the country now.
Yeah, as of today, no German male 17 to 43, I believe, is allowed to leave the country for longer than 3 months without permission. They need to have permission from some military agency before they are allowed to leave longer.
Oh, because they want to do a conscription thing. Oh, boy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, God.
Looks like everybody but Israel's dying for Israel, boys. Let's go.
No. We thought that would happen with Taylor Swift telling everybody to vote for Kamala. How wrong we were.
And was it in the States that they upped the joining the military age to like 42 or whatever?
Yeah, just recently here.
So now every war on terror vet's like, yes, 43, fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm still too old. I would join up. If I was 42, I'd join up.
I'm really? Dying for Israel.
Sure, why not?
I ain't dying for everybody but me. Not a
States needs to have. You know what? You guys take so many immigrants in. Why don't you start taking in all the Germans and Canadians you can?
Well,
take it to Dutch.
You moved to Vegas.
You can't do any worse than that first round of Germans you took in Minnesota.
That's true. No, Minnesota's for Somalis. Get your story straight there.
And now, fair.
The Germans are coming here, Ryan. I keep meeting Germans here, and I don't even have to ask. It's like, oh, how long have you been here? Oh, a couple of weeks.
Dude, I had Jake Monroe in Vegas like last month or in February, and man, I'll tell you the story she tells me about Ireland right now.
It's bad.
That is bad, and that shit's gonna set off pretty soon.
Yep. Man, I hope for England that Rupert Lowe wins in 2029, if he even makes it till then, as in if the breaking point isn't hit before 2029, because I shouldn't have read it, and I'm not suggesting anybody does, but I read a couple of the Grape Gang inquiries. That is not shit.
I mean, in Brazil, you can't interrupt women.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's not a law yet, but they're trying to get it to be a law. Yes.
Jesus Christ, man!
But like,
imagine having to hear a whole story by a woman, and you're just telling her just get to the point.
Is Milking Farm narrated? Is there an audiobook for Milking Farm?
Gilbert Gottfried narrated, just how he narrated 50 Shades. No, I'm just kidding. But it would be funny if he narrated 50 Shades of Grey, I think, as a joke.
Oh, of course he did.
Didn't he do a skit? Because Gilbert died already, right? Gilbert died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but they can do AI voices for everybody now.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. No, but that inquiry thing. Oh man, I don't know if Jake told you anything about that, but it's bad, man. The police was involved, and they rescued girls and brought them back. It's like, oh fuck this noise. Oh, horrible. I hope England gets their head out of their ass. I really do.
And hey, if you guys get conscripted, though, don't join the first wave, because that's when the careerists get sorted out because they need wins. So join in the second wave. That's when like the competent people are in charge.
There you go.
Yeah.
Military advice from Ryan. Chat Mr. Stroke for the generous $4.99. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Chat Mr. Stroke for the $4.99. Do any of you remember the Rule Zero episode of Jesus Wants the Road? I cannot find it or who hosted it, but
sounds like a Rolo one.
Yeah, that seems like a one you would host.
Yeah, I think it was
right about the
me.
time.
I think me and Ryan did it, didn't we?
Might have been.
Why did that?
I know it was right about the time your religion book was coming out.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I don't know. Should be on mine. It should be on my archive. If I did it, it'll be in my backlog of shows. But that was a long time ago.
Do you have playlists on your channel?
I
Like
do.
Rule Zero
I have
and
playlists. I have Access Vegas playlists. I have my shorts and stuff too. So
Yeah.
I would just keep digging deeper in my archive.
Keep in mind, Rule Zero's been around for 7 years now, 50 weeks a year. Like, it's hard. There's a lot.
Since June.
Spread on 7 channels.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was
Somebody
what's
even did a
his name?
spreadsheet on who hosted how many episodes, and there's
Yeah,
like
well,
each one of our
come on,
channels
what's his
alone
name?
has like 300 of them.
I know
Yeah.
this. I trained the guy. I was his personal trainer for a while. God, what's his name? I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name, but he had a whole website and a spreadsheet and everything. You can find.
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh man, come on. What's his name? I'm so sorry. If you're listening, I am truly sorry that I can't come up with it right now. I still have him on Instagram. Everything.
Use the YouTube search. It's really
Yeah.
it's pretty decent.
I like ChatGPT for it. I send it the playlist, and I'm asked to look through it, and it tries to find the transcripts. It does okay.
Oh,
Mm.
I never knew that. Let's see. Chat Mr. Stoke for the 199. Thank you very much, Chad, for the 199 generous. Walsh needs to loosen up and enjoy life more. Yes, he does. His wife ain't that ugly. I'm like, huh? Interesting. He did well.
Well,
Did well for himself.
What a
I
great
can't-
nig that was.
well,
All right.
whenever you see these Christian guys and they seem really boring, it's just because in their mind, they're waiting for heaven. Like I think Chesty said that once. Like the reason they all look like they're not and never having fun and they look annoyed is because they're like, oh, "Come on, heaven, hurry up!
Yeah.
We're waiting for something else." Yeah, we're having fun here on Earth.
Hey, heaven
Like-
is a place on earth, man. Who was that? Madonna?
Yeah.
Or
Yep. They're waiting. You're
Yeah.
correct.
heaven is a
That's,
place on
you got
earth.
nothing else to live. You got nothing else to live for, right? Yeah.
There's so much to do, man. There's so much to do. I ain't ready to deny
I'm
it.
not saying me. I'm just saying, like, that's that mentality. It's like the guys who don't fuck mentality. It's guys who don't have the sports fucking gene. You know,
Gotta have it. You gotta
It's-
have it.
Well,
Like Judd Grober, who was a member for 65 months. Jesus, Judd. Longtime supporter of the channel and a good friend, Judd Grover. Got here a few minutes ago. Nice to see some of the old Rule Zero veterans back, except Cappy. Yeah, who likes Cappy? You know? Just kidding. Since COVID, I'm more apathetic and pay no mind to current events. As you
Goddamn
should,
right.
man. I think COVID, like the whole aftermath, woke a lot of people up to the bullshit that's going on. Like even now, every day, more and more is coming out where it's like, oh, wait. The conspiracy theorists were right about this too. Oh, the
Well, it's-
vaccines weren't tested. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it's the perfect example. If they wanted to, they would. All of a sudden, they stopped crime. All of a sudden, money came out of nowhere to fund projects. All this stuff we've been complaining about for years, they said they couldn't do. They all did it when they wanted to. So it's like, fuck you guys.
and they don't. They just don't. If they want to enforce the law, they would, but they
Yeah.
don't want to. Unless you're a granny in Canada, you know. That's why you need horses, and they need to be pounded into the ground.
Exactly, man.
All of you.
They brought out shock troops for that shit. I'm trying to
Also-
find. It was an old photo. It was perfect of dudes in flannel with gas cans and like stormtroopers head to head in the Ottawa street. I was like, this is like, say what you will about the protest. That was a fucking epic photo.
Yeah.
It's man, the farmers' protests in all over the world. And what did they lead to? Like nothing. The Farmers' Party in the Netherlands just broke apart, man. Just nothing's left of it. Completely went nowhere. But
System always
what-
wins.
Unfortunately, it does. Speaking of winning, Love Merchant for the generous $4.99. Thank you, sir. Love Gun Merchant for the generous $4.99. To Rolo, you've talked with Dr. Thunder before, but have you heard of or talked with BGS IBMOR? To Nuke, who's your favorite piano company? Okay. Dr. Thunder? Did I miss a wrestling match here?
Thunder's he's like, he teaches music. He's like a professional, I want to say jazz musician. And he's kind of on the periphery of the red pill. He's a really cool dude. I've talked to, I think I've been on the show twice actually. But he's a really good dude. We actually started out by just talking music, and then we got into red pill topics after that. But I don't know
do
who
that a lot.
IBMOR is. I have no idea who that is.
That's even our conversation started, the first one. Bands. It's like, I can't get enough of those 80s stories, man. I really can. Nuke, what's
your piano company? Ibanez, right?
Yamaha.
Yamaha. That's
Yamaha.
yeah. That's Yamaha, yeah. Those are it's quality. There's good stores all over the place, and it's a good middle ground between affordability and performance for digital pianos. For big grand pianos, I just stick with Yamaha as well, or whatever the oldest running companies, because yeah, just for legacy purposes and good business practices. But you're probably talking about digital pianos, so go with Yamaha.
Isn't there anything Yamaha doesn't do? Like, just every time you go into a music store or wherever.
I was gonna say
Yamaha-
bikes. Yeah, that's
Make pretty good snowmobiles.
I think their guitar. I remember my first guitar, if I remember correctly, was a Yamaha. And it was a shitty one, but I don't know if they
Yeah.
make good ones.
They've got entry levels. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, entry levels. You said good.
Yeah, Casios are okay. Casio's good if you're just not sure if you want to play piano yet. Get yourself a cheap $120 Casio. But like if you're got 2 Beethoven songs down and you're having a blast, $600 for this Yamaha. I've had it since COVID. I bought it 1 week before the whole state of Texas shut down, so I'm so lucky. And it was $200 off. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it for another 10 years if it still works. So I'm happy.
Did you ever check on it? How much it was during the lockdown?
It was on special for that particular Guitar Center. So
This is the
look
only
at that.
keyboard I own.
Oh, what is this?
I want one of those, but I'm like, I got too much hobbies right now.
It's just a sequencer. I use it for sequencing shit.
Oh,
But it does
And I
have
thought you were
keyboard.
gonna have a keyboard with like a guitar neck on it.
Guitar?
Those ones?
No, I'm not that gay.
That's
I'm only a little gay. That's pushing maximum gayity.
Hey, I have seen John Paul Jones play a guitar live, and I got to fight you on that one, Rolo. Where it's like, no, that was pretty awesome.
It's like
Seeing
every time,
John Paul
every time
Jones
I
play
think
that
of like
thing?
guitar.
Yeah, but Weird
guitar
Al can play the
chords,
fucking
I think
accordion
like,
too.
I think of Don Henley and like Addicted to Love. No, I'm done. You've ruined it for life.
Yeah. Also, Yamaha makes pretty good speakers and sound stuff too.
And you have to have a
So-
keyboard necktie when you play one of those too. Just saying.
Jeez.
And not very good. But I mean, John Paul Jones plays all sorts of weird instruments. Like he had the guitar, but he had also like this slide guitar with a chaos pad on it. Don't know if you guys know what that is.
Mm-mm.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. Like
Probably know by another name, but yeah,
oh,
If it's a
what-
chorus
how
pedal,
do you
Rolo
know it?
knows it.
chorus pedal.
No, it's like
this.
this weird. Like what was it? Like some
Define
plastic-
the effect, man. Damn it.
What? I'm trying.
It
No, but It was like this weird like tablet or something on his guitar, and he'd rub his fingers on it, and then the whole sound got distorted and weird. It's like, what the hell is that? And I
So
think
like a
it-
theremin?
No, maybe.
Like
I don't
Guitar
know.
Hero, the game, the video game.
No. I thought it was called a chaos pad.
Do you see how vague your description was? You touch
Yes.
it and then it makes the
Here, I'll
thing
find it.
noises
Here,
change.
here, I
Like
got
that's
it.
a foot pedal.
No, it's a Korg chaos pad with a K. That's what it's
I'm
called.
gonna look it up and describe it to you guys. Jesus
Yeah, with a
Christ.
K.
Now we're all invested.
Now we're all invested. I know. Go to the next super chat.
If
While
I
you
find out it's just a distortion pedal, I'm gonna be so
No,
fucking
it's not
mad.
a pedal.
Oh, it's a
Screen.
it's a sequencing pad, is what it is.
That's the one.
Damn it! God damn.
Jesus Christ.
This is what you get when you deal with the Dutch, man. You got to be patient.
Yeah, it's a sequencer. This is DJ equipment.
It's got reverb and EQ settings. I got it.
Well, John
Oh,
Paul
I
Jones had that on his guitar, you know, or
I
his
hate
little slide
okay.
thing.
I hate reverb unless it's in a movie. I hate hearing reverb. It's like
Really?
a humor thing. Like millennial musicians, when they like play on TikTok or IG, they like want to reverb the fuck out of everything they play. But if you see millennials when they play piano or guitar, it's more raw and authentic. You hear background noises, and it's just better. It's just more authentic. Like that's what I like about the Zoomers. They're kind of done with their bullshit, and they're doing their own thing. So
Well, I'm not done with my bullshit. Here you go. This is what John Paul Jones was playing. God damn.
the
No,
fuck
that was
is that?
MIDI
I don't know
sequencer.
what that is, man. It was like
Dude, that's MIDI. Yeah. Uh-huh.
it was like a slide guitar with that chaos pad on it, and then
This
he
looks like
puts
an
this.
MC Escher guitar. I don't know why. Like its perspective makes no sense to me.
It plays
was
Pulp
cool,
on the video while he's playing.
I mean, that would be funny. No, but like, and then he switched that out for a guitar. That man plays everything, man. Jesus. Let's see. We do still have a couple of super chats left. Judd Grover for the 2. Thank you very much, sir. Where is my? There it is. I do catch replays sometimes. Quality's still great. I do my best, man. Do my best. We just keep going and keep improving. We got Luca M9419 for the generous $9.99 shirt. Thank you very much.
Get to the mic. Get closer to the mic.
Oh, there?
Yeah.
There you go. Question for Rolo. I was listening to your take on losing delta males. Aren't deltas physically alpha fucks? They're usually more fit, aggressive, and against the grain. Wouldn't betas be more at risk?
No, they're not. When I'm talking about you have to know something about sociosexual hierarchies, like the classical.
I was going to say it's the Vox thing.
It's the Vox Day sociosexual hierarchies. He even talks about this. There's a really great video that breaks down all of the sociosexual hierarchies. And no, Sigma is not on that fucking list. Okay. God, I'm so sick of that shit. No, but like, so I'll just briefly, I talked about this in Reignite in my, I did a full breakdown of sociosexual hierarchies in Reignite. Vox is actually releasing a book that is dedicated to sociosexual hierarchies. And I think it's coming out this month actually. But just to give you the brief version of it, there's alphas, and those are like, okay, you have to think in terms of like Top Gun. Okay, alpha would be Maverick, right? It would be Tom Cruise. That's the alpha. Okay, the beta is sort of or Bravo, because he doesn't want to call them betas anymore. But the guy next in the hierarchy of the betas, and that would be like Goose, right? He's the sidekick. He's not alpha, but he's not like he's just sort of like happy-go-lucky. He kind of gets the alphas like leftovers, I guess. But he's not like, so the beta is not necessarily like the beta that we think of as like sort of the simpy, bullshit, average frustrated chump. Okay. Then there's the deltas, and those are the guys who are like the salt of the earth guys. Those are the guys who keep the lights.
You didn't know any call signs in Top Gun.
They work. They produced Top Gun, right? These are the guys who are the electricians, the oil workers, the oil derrick workers, the guys who fill the potholes, the guys who keep the lights on, the guys who work in raw sewage, in any kind of like civil engineering, any kind of public service kind of stuff. These are the guys. These are men that keep things fucking going. And then there's the gammas and the beta and the omegas, which we'll talk about later. But the thing I was focusing on was the deltas, and everybody kind of blows over the deltas. But the thing is that's why that's the most dangerous thing that's happening right now, is because the deltas are average men. They're average. They're the guys who put in an honest day's work and they get an honest day's pay, right? They're the guys who work 40 hours a week. They punch in and they punch out, right? I guess in some ways you call them blue collar, but some of them are white collar as well. But they're guys with this mentality that if they just do the right things and they follow the script and they trust the process, that they can have a good life as a welder or an electrician or whatever. They're pretty much guaranteed that if they have that job, that they can get a wife and they can have kids and they can have a house with a mortgage and a station wagon and a SUV or whatever and a golden retriever in the front yard. They can have that sort of somewhat of an American dream. And these are the guys that, because they have that sort of social contract, that they do what they do, and that's what they don't have too much ambition. They have a little ambition. Some of them might own a business or two, but they're just basically guys who go and get the job fucking done, right? And the problem is today, average women don't want to get with average men. Who are the average men? Deltas. And so that social contract breaks down when women are exposed to a global sexual marketplace and the deltas are in their local sexual marketplace. And so what happens is the process or the social contract that used to somewhat guarantee that a guy who could get a good job, a decent job, earn a decent wage, and keep the lights on for the rest of us, that guy could reproduce and his kids could go to a mid-range suburban school somewhere.
Well, there's a reason to show up to work, basically.
Yeah, and so like, hey, if I do this, like my dad was a Delta, a stereotypical Delta, man. He goes in, you go in, you get a pension, and you retire, and then you go play golf in the villages in Florida, and then you die. Right? You go to assisted living, and then you die. Didn't work out for him. But the thing is that's the sort of the mentality. The problem that no one's addressing this. Every time I see Scott Galloway talk about, oh, I'm worried about these guys who are like dropping out of society and they're not participating in the workforce and they're not getting back on the plantation. Well, the thing is because average women don't want average men, or in fact, they feel that they're entitled to elite class men. And every time I get into the argument about like why marriage rates are down and why fertility rates are down, it all goes back to the deltas. When you lose the deltas, you lose society. That's sort of the connection that guys like Scott Galloway aren't making. They don't know what any solutions anyways, but they're not making the connection between that old social contract that used to be like sort of this glue that would keep society together. Because guys, if I can get laid and I can have kids and I follow this plan and I can do that, great. That plan is out the window when average women are on Instagram perceptually thinking that they're going to get flown out to, by Drake to go on a yacht party somewhere, right? Or there's someone somewhere in the global sexual
Flued out.
is going to like that's, you want to know why Tinder Swindler was such a viral movie on Netflix? That's why, because that chick at 34 years old, I think, believed that I don't want an average guy. I want a Hasidic diamond merchant who owns his own private jet, who is a Mossad agent, and she believed everything, hook, line, and sinker. That's the chick that should be marrying the Delta, but isn't. And that's the real problem, is those deltas aren't, that social contract that the deltas could rely on is no longer there. So why should they care? Why they're going to go, all the deltas are going to go MGTOW if they haven't already. It's just more pragmatic for them to do so. Why would they why would they participate in a society that hates them, right?
It's like it's Hank Hill.
They're doing it because
it's the Hank Hills of the society. Like Hank Hill, he's that's perfect. And like if Hank Hill lived in these times, like they did a reboot of King of the Hill, and they went a little woke and they addressed the Manosphere in the reboot. Yeah. It was like some loud
episode 1.
Yeah. So essentially, I think Bobby went to a men's group, like a war room type thing, and the guy was like, "No, you gotta treat bitches. You gotta put bitches in their place. You gotta be a man." And the whole show was about like, "Hey, that's not real masculinity. Real masculinity is being there for the people you care about." Whatever, right? The whole, and I'm like, damn.
Along the way.
Yeah, we addressed it on the Twitter timeline and all that stuff, but I was just like, there it is. It's just the Delta males don't even, because they'll see all the, what's his name, Wes Watson, type dudes that just like to yell and be aggressive and I went to jail, and they're just like, yeah, it's cool because he has tattoos and a beard like me, but I don't want to yell at my wife, So
no, but you see it. There's like this. There's pushback. But there's also like a lot of apathy going on. With all of that, like that whole Lord of the Rings thing. Do you really think even one person is actually going to watch that? They know what's coming. And like with the King of the Hill thing you mentioned, I only saw a review of episode 1, and after that, it just completely dropped off my radar. It just completely disappeared off the YouTube algorithm. I never saw anybody talk about the whole season or whatever.
It's the boy who cried wolf. Like, they're just not going to show up, and they're going to eat the kid, and in case the kid is all of us.
I mean, if Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic can just stop talking about bullshit, it will go away completely, because a lot of these companies still do the hate-watching marketing. It's like, they'll do our marketing for us. It's like, please.
Yeah, it's like the Mario movie where everyone it's like it's either one or the other. It's like, I don't understand, like it's not woke enough. Like the female characters didn't have enough screen time because they actually made Mario the main character of the movie and they made Luigi cool. And I'm like, okay. And then the other side's like, I don't understand why everyone hates this movie. Like, no one really hates it and no one loves it. We just people took their kids to watch it. We clapped, we laughed and went home. It's not that big a deal. It's just
I saw it yesterday spontaneously because I was like, oh, wait a minute, the Mario film is they're showing the Mario film here, and it was like only $5. Like, oh, sure, why not? I was completely alone because it was the original English version, and I gotta say, I mean, it's just fun. It's just a fun popcorn flick, Is Peach, your typical female boss babe? Yes, she is. Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
but she didn't get that much screen time, and that was the crazy part. Like,
kind of did.
well, no, you know who got the most screen time? Bowser, like the villain.
Yeah.
And
Not really. I didn't think he did at all. You
no,
know?
he got the most screen
You
time.
mean
Bowser,
the original one,
No, I'm talking about the new one.
the Galaxy one? Yeah, I just saw that Thursday. It's Bowser isn't even that much in it. Bowser Jr. is.
PC roll is why I wait until after all this has died down because I don't want to be part of it.
All I'm saying is that
let the gender wars fight it out.
The thing is here is that it's just a movie. Go watch it, have a good time. Like, we don't have to make everything a freaking, evidence that this or that. It's just have fun, dude. Like, how many times do we have to like talk about how good or bad a movie is,
Well, like, I'm with you. The saying is pretty easy. Once you realize it's going to be some kind of woke propaganda, I just don't watch it because look, Deep Space Nine, my favorite Star Trek, absolute woke progressive propaganda, but it was well written. And I've just right now, woke is synonymous with really shitty writing. So it's like, that's all I need to hear. The boy cried wolf.
Yeah.
They're going to come out with another thing. And until there's enough good stuff coming out consecutively that like, I'm not taking anything on faith. That's why I say I want Jack and Nuke to argue for 6 months and then I'll go check it out. If I'm on a plane and it's there.
You don't want the Yoshi popcorn thing when you go see it?
I want the Dune one that looks like a goat.
They didn't have that. They didn't have that. They did not have that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but like, Yoshi was pretty cool, though.
They only have those for the first world. They don't give those to third world theaters, Jack.
Second world, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Second world. I'm actually glad you understood that reference. Most people don't know what that means.
I do. Let's see. I did. Yeah, we got Luca. Thank you very much, Luca. Then we got Sighthound Siege. Hey, good to see you, Siege. Please. Sighthound Siege for the 199 generous. Thank you very much, sir. The big 4 red pill guys on one battle. I appreciate.
Louis Theroux's coming on in a minute. It's going to be impressive.
Yeah.
We're calling him Timu.
Always
my wanted post.
Always invited. I will give you the link. Just show up.
Man, I just want my wanted poster at this point. You guys get all the cool coverage. I'm just sitting here like, hey, hi.
Just do what everybody else does. Like they used to put their face on the John Wick poster with the guns facing him. Now they're going to put their face on the Manosphere poster as like the victim with the headlock.
The headlock, yeah.
Yeah.
Gay. George for the generous 5. Talking about sir. Thank you, George, for the 5. Question for Couch. Miami Vice in the lower right corner. What's your process for writing? Do you outline your plot points first or just write a free write?
Oh boy. Okay, I'll try to make this succinct. For every book, I try to expand the tools that I have. So the first one, it was largely what they call discovery writing. And that's where you discover who the characters are and you put a lot of work into that. And then when it's in the situations, you just free write it because you already know how they are and they should play out a certain way. Then when I did Softbone was more of what they call an outline writing. And that's where you set up the things you want to do. I found that one interesting because you plan your book from start to finish. You get a third of the way through, and then you find you're in a totally different direction anyway. So you want to keep your outlines loose, which I found out. And then when I wrote Ghost of Odessa, I have a better system in place. So I did a little bit of both. Now, if you asked me, I think I prefer discovery writing. But the problem with discovery writing is it's great for character studies, but it's not so great for plot-based stuff. So if you want to do like a hero's journey, you're probably better off with an outline.
Yeah.
But the one thing I've found that works the best for me is you just write the same book 3 times. You write the first time to write it down, just get it down, doesn't matter. Then you read it, and you don't understand what the fuck you just wrote. So your second write is the one where you're doing outline or discovery. And then you start to notice like themes popping up that you didn't notice were before, or certain things you're like, this would be great for a callback to have a payoff. And then your third write is an actual professional write. And then if you get an editor early on as like a sober second thought, a set of eyes, Nick is great. He's there to see the things that I've written because I can see the things that I'm thinking on the page, but he can't see those. So he helps me bridge that gap, if that helps. There's a lot more to it, but that's the easiest summary I can think of.
Nice.
Does any of that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, my process is, for when I'm not writing, I write nonfiction, but like, the fiction book I am writing right now, actually, I have an outline for it. My stuff is like much more pulp fiction-y, so it's more plot based, which I think, and the reason why I did that is because I really think that that's what's lacking a lot in storytelling these days. Is like, and I think it's the Netflix effect, right? Nobody sells a story or a plot. They sell you an 8 episode season is what they sell you now. And so to tell a story from beginning to end in 2 hours it's a challenge. It's a talent. I don't think many people are really good at it anymore. Now, you guys, God, I'm gonna throw this one out there. Have you guys seen War Machine with Alan Ritchson in it yet?
I have.
What did you
Great
think?
amusement park.
Oh yeah. But a story beginning to end in 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. It's basically Alan Ritchson's version of Predator. Let's just be honest, okay? But I enjoyed every minute of it. It was fun. It was popcorn. It leaves at the end of it. It leaves a little bit of opening for maybe a sequel later on. But it was from
Notice
start.
how they jammed a whole character arc right at the end with "I can't sleep." It was like 15 minutes later he sleeps. You're like, oh.
Yes, but the thing is like you don't have to have like I'm of the opinion that like there's character development and then there's just the point of the fucking writing is the character development. And I'm getting back towards plot-based stuff rather than like here's the character, right? In fact, I think that there should be more of a sense of mystery about characters, because what's happened, I think, in popular literature, storytelling, movie making, whatever, is
They explain it.
Well, it's the Star Wars effect. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like I explained it this way. I said, do you remember, shit you not, do you remember I think it was in the first season of The Mandalorian when he's out on that ice field and that big ice monster breaks out of the ice and stuff like that. And there's a guy that comes up and he's in like a land speeder and he's like there to pick him up from his he's like the chauffeur to get him from his spaceship to wherever the township was or something like that. I will guarantee you that the guy who was flying, who's a chauffeur, the guy who was flying the Mandalorian to where, I guarantee you there's probably some fan fiction about this one obscure character that you see for like less than 30 seconds in that. There's a whole, like Marvel Comics has the chauffeur, it's who, like they just take it and they run with it. And it's just like, you don't need that. Or like it's the Han Solo.
They tell too much and they show too little.
It's the Han Solo effect, right? If you ever, and I liked Han Solo. I liked the Solo. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I liked Solo. I thought it was pretty good. They did not need to explain how Han Solo got his name.
No, they did not.
Shut up. Let it just, it's just a cool fucking name. Just leave it alone. No, he's going through the Imperial TSA. Like, are you traveling with anybody? No, I'm alone. Okay, so that's Han Solo. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's so lazy
it's such fan service. I'm just like, you don't need that. There needs to be some inexplicability about it so people can sort of drink it in, right?
Well, that's your job, is to imagine this shit. That's why it's called headcanon, and they're taking away that enjoyment from you. So now it's just you're reading a book and the guy is literally force feeding it to you, and that's not fun.
Yeah. Or you're watching Netflix and you're watching a series and you're like by the 3rd or 4th episode into an 8-episode series. And they start the series out with 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Like the prequel to what you've been watching for the last 3 or 4 episodes, right? And that is just lazy storytelling. It just tells me that you're trying to back yourself out of like a plot hole that I'm going to see in episode 6, right? So we got to cover our asses for it in episode 4 by saying 10 years ago, this is what happened to our hero.
Did you see Knights of the Seven Kingdoms?
I just... No.
Did anybody see Knight of the Seven Kingdoms here?
No, but I kind of want to.
Yeah.
It's in my to watch list.
I know Miguel watched it too.
Is that gay Lord of the Rings or is that gay?
No. That's the good one. This is the good one. But
Sure
there was a flashback in there as well where I was like, did you really have to do this? But
Is it
other
good?
than that one
It's
flashback,
a good one. Here's a piece of shit part of it. Do you know this?
it's not that long, but I wish Miguel was here. He would know what I'm talking about. Where it's like, why did they do this? Why?
You know why.
Hey, fire through those super chats real quick because we got to go.
Yeah. Let's speed run it. God damn it. Joe Grover for the 2. Whoop. Walking away from talking women interrupting. I know, man. to hit
Do
that
it.
up with Brazil. It works. Hey, demonstrate. Do not explicate. It works. Now we got Lee Silver for the generous 5. There we go. Lee Silver for the generous 5. The real Rule Zero are the goofball friends we made along the way, arguing about musical instruments.
Mhm.
It works. I did look up though who had the most screen time in Super Mario. We were both wrong. Nuke and I were both wrong.
Was it
There we
Princess?
go.
Next
Donald
sec-
J. DeMarco for the 2. Thank you very much, sir. Rolo
No,
is
I'm-
the next Dr. Dre. When
I'm
will
the next
Chronicles
Moby.
2? When are you gonna drop Chronicles 2? Or has that already been dropped by Dr.
It's
Dre?
the Chronic. It's the Chronic.
Sorry. Yeah. Has he dropped part 2 yet? No, right?
No, he's getting divorce raped right now.
Again?
I can't drop it yet.
Yeah.
That's not good. Think about Paulie Basement. It's been a while, man. How have you been for the generous £5? Thank you very much, Paulie. Good to see you again. Yamaha makes awesome basses, gorgeous basses for 40 years plus. Best wishes, you handsome Chad. You. Ah, thank you, Paulie. Thank you. Appreciate it. And best wishes to you, sir. That was a long one with a lot of good questions, actually. Do we have anything to add? Because I think everybody kind of needs to wrap it up. Or how much time do you guys have left?
I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna let everybody know that tomorrow's show I'm gonna talk about Amy Dangerfield a little bit. It won't be the whole show. It'll just be sort of updates because I've known Amy for a long time and I like Amy actually. I'm not gonna like run her up the flagpole too bad, but she's just the next domino to fall. I said this too. I said she would be the next domino to fall. Because you see like people like Sarah Stock and then you see like Lauren Southern and you see basically anybody who had some sort of affiliation with Destiny is like those are the dominoes that are falling right now. Pixie, and I'm waiting for Not So Erudite to flame out. I think at some point she will.
It would be nice if that one goes away. But...
Yeah, I will definitely smoke a cigar with Cappy in the hot tub when that happens. So
Ooh, romantic.
That's how bad I want that to go down. No, she's anybody who was associated with Destiny, those are the dominoes that they're all falling right now. So I'll be talking about that. I also kind of want to get into the new narrative that we can expect to see happening, like we talked a little bit about here. You're seeing, these major news companies, and you're seeing even local news like popping off about the Manosphere, this and our like the whole thing with Gent Z. Are we roots?
They should have used a D and a J. It would have been cool.
It's you by the time November rolls around for election time, like to that Tuesday, Super Tuesday, whatever it is, when that rolls around, you will understand full well what the narrative has been and always has been. So I'll talk about that tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. My books are all available on Amazon, and the hardback version of The Rational Male is almost done. I've been flowing text and doing the interior design layout. The content's already finished. I just have to do the layout and do the real work on it. So I should finish that by this weekend. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, and then I had a birthday a couple days ago. It was great.
Happy birthday, Rollo.
Happy birthday, Rollo.
The 7th?
I'm transparent with I go against the grain here because like Pat Campbell always told me never tell me your age. I'm like, yeah, past 60 maybe. I'm not there yet. I am not at 60 yet.
Do you still do the breakfast bacon thing?
Not any children yet. I am not a grandfather. So.
No, do you still do the breakfast bacon thing that you used to do on Twitter every time of your birthday?
Oh yeah, where you do that because I got that from Breaking Bad. No, I haven't done. I should have done that this year. I forgot to do that.
There's always next year. But happy birthday,
Thanks.
and glad you're recovering.
Yeah, getting there. Still a little ways to go. I've still got it. I have a hole in my gut that's about the size of a quarter right now, and it's not the kind of thing you can sew up. They have to pack it with bandaging and then pull it out and put new stuff in there, and it gradually fills itself back up. But it's not the kind of thing that heals quickly.
No.
But it's better than having the bag before, so I am happy as can be. So got no complaints.
Yeah, no, I've got some up close experience with that. We'll not get into it. Yeah, that was not fun to watch. It was not fun to watch.
Sucks beyond all suchness. Oh, and then we're going to be at Babes in Toyland. Access Vegas. Me and Mike will be at Babes in Toyland on April 16th. It's not at Jason Aldean's. It's going to be a country theme too, by the way. Maybe we should get Nuke to come out and do his line and shit. It's going to be at Blitz Shelton's Old Red at the top. It's the rooftop thing in Vegas, so it'll be fun.
Okay, nice.
Boots and bikinis.
Boots and that sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't do boring shit. I don't hang out.
True. Which one is the one where you're dressed all in white? Is that Babes in Toyland?
That's Babes in Toyland in Miami, the White Party, which by the way is coming up it's May 16th actually. I
once found the most wrong pair of white boots you could possibly imagine. If I'm ever gonna go there, I would buy those boots.
All legit. They just gotta be white. It's a white supremacy party. They all gotta be white.
Hey, I mean, my monetization.
You're a hood. Your hoods are discouraged, but other than that, everything is good.
Nuke, what have you got going on?
Just like and subscribe to the Substack.
There we go.
Pretty much it.
I just got the notice of your Substack.
There we go.
Posted some Nuke's Laws stuff for dating, but yeah, like and subscribe, guys. $7. You get almost 200 essays.
That's a bargain.
There we go. So, guys, for me, I want to thank each and every one of you who donated the super chats today. I very much appreciate that, each and every one of you. For me, it's hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below your thoughts of this show. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so on the Substack with over 100 essays, new essays every week, 3 free audiobooks, private community, and monthly Q&As, all for the price of one super chat per month. Yearly now has 25% off, but if you want to support it monthly, you can still do that too. And of course, On Women, out now on paperback and Kindle with a beautiful cover by Ryan Stone, 200 pages of condensed red pill lessons, successes, failures, and notes swapped. That's it from us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye.